¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone. All right, we're live. Woo! Always a relief when I go live. Had a little bit of shout out to community at the beginning. Shout out Troy and Abid. All right, a lot on the agenda today. A lot to talk about. I got two computers going right now, finally. About time, eh? So now I don't have to worry about switching in and out, getting off of the screen. All right, so that's my squad as of right now. I'm a little late. Yeah, I'm 2 minutes late. I apologize, D Production. I know I need one of those like intros. Anyway, I'm like, Alex, what's up, man? Alex and Kobe, shout out both of y'all. Thanks for coming. Also, shout out D Production. Thanks everyone for showing up. We got a lot to talk about in today's stream. There's another early deadline and an early stream. What's up, Kobe? Kobe, that's a fantastic name. I thought I had an extra, always technical difficulties with it. I'm still trying to figure this out. I have an extra computer today, but for some reason it ain't logging into the internet, but it is what it is, so I won't be able to use it. Checking that off the list. Anyways, what's up, guys? Everyone feeling good right now? Everyone's team locked in? Everyone getting down to their captaincy options, figuring things out? Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Matthew, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Shout out Dan Clark. I feel like shouting everybody out today. Anyone got any YouTube channels they want me to shout out? I'll just shout. I just feel like I'm in a good mood today. I'm feeling good. Yeah, shout out Dan Clark, Troy and Abid in the morning. Also, before we get into FPL, I feel like community. I spent a lot of time these past 2 weeks trying to rank my best ever TV comedy series. And if you watch Community, I feel like seasons 1 through 3. Man, they're on a jetpack trying to get to that top 5 spot. Phenomenal. Anyway, yeah, shout out Troy and Abid in the morning. Donde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone. Actually, me llamo Adan. All right. Just got captain pick to go. I know I got captain pick as well. I'm super nervous about where to go with my captain because I think I've like my vice captain in 5 out of the first 6 game weeks have all outscored my captain pick. So I need to do something better and do more research to get my captaincy pick firing. And I'm definitely nervous about my captaincy pick because we have Salah versus West Ham, and I feel like West Ham is better defensively than we want to give them credit for. And Brighton don't give up too many shots from the research I was doing. I think Brighton's giving up like 2 shots on target per game. They're just letting a lot go in. They're not saving that much. So it's going to be hard for me to boil down between Salah and Harry Kane. I could always give the captaincy pick to the later player, so it gives me hope for a little bit longer. But, man, that's really tough. I've even thought about just being Maverick and going with Ben Chilwell. I know it sounds crazy, but Ben Chilwell is my caller, all right? Yeah, my caller's cool. Ben Chilwell goes up against Burnley, and Burnley cannot score, period. They really struggle scoring. And Chelsea look like they're better defensively with Mendy in goal and with Silva back. And Chilwell also has a capability to get some attacking returns. So I may be Maverick and just let Ben Chilwell ride. Anyway, let's see. Deep production. First topic today. All right, let's get it running. Is Salah the best Liverpool option? Do I think Mane could score more points and goals this season than Salah? I also have Salah, but I feel like this season is going to be for Mane. Yeah, let's talk about that. I think a lot of people have been disrespecting Mane in the FPL community just because he's not on penalties. I think Mane has the best, if not the second best, non-penalty expected goals in the Prem right now per 90 minutes. He's getting into phenomenal positions. I think even last year, before COVID happened, in that when fans were allowed in the stadium, Mane was outscoring Salah as far as points per match. And so last season he was doing better than Salah until play stopped, and then of course, things were kind of off at that moment. I think Mane is getting overlooked. I mean, you're only going to get like 4 penalties a season probably. I think that's what 3 penalties is what Salah averages. So that's 3 goals, but I do feel like Mane is a bit overrated. I mean, not overrated, sorry. Mane is underrated. I agree. I think Mane could be the guy. I feel like there's just the hardest part was when I brought in Salah, he was the same price as Mane, and that's what made everyone turn off. I want to look at the stats. Are you guys cool if I look at the stats and kind of go away from the screen? I know it's a bit messy, but my other computer's not working. I think as far as shots on target, Mane is better than Salah. I want to go away from the screen, but I don't want to, don't want it to be nasty. I agree. I don't know. What do you guys think? I agree. I think it could be Mane's season. Mane gets into some dangerous positions, and with how high Robertson pushes up the field, it really allows Mane to get a lot of touches in the box, and I like it, man. But again, Salah's getting a lot of shots off in the box. I think Salah is number 1 for shots on target in the box, but it's tough. Let's see if we go. Am I leaving Antonio in? I am leaving Antonio in for now. I think if Antonio's out for 1 week, I'm keeping him in. The good news is that the international break is in 2 weeks. So if he's out for a couple weeks, he'll still have an extra week to rest during international break, and I think the third game would be like November 21st or something like that. So I would essentially give him a month off, and he'd only miss 2 games. And I don't want to waste a transfer to take him out and then bring him back in. So if he's only out for 1 or 2 game weeks, I'm keeping him. And I'm going to have him starting just in case, you know. Dude is incredible in my opinion, especially at 6'3". If he doesn't play, I will scroll down a little bit. If he doesn't play, I got Lamptey coming off the bench. Then I got Basuma and Stroik. So not the best options off the bench. Obviously, Lamptey's a good one, but they'll do fine. I don't think it's worth taking a hit. If Antonio is out for a long time and he's requiring surgery or longer stint in physical therapy, then I'll probably switch him out for Bamford at this moment. I know Bamford has a really tough schedule moving forward, but camera. I gotta stop shouting camera, huh? Is that my catchphrase now? Anyway, I still think Bamford looks good. I think he's fourth most shots per 90 in the Prem. If Eric Castillo's here, you could help me out. 4th most shots per 90 in the Prem goes Bamford. 4th most shots on target per 90. His expected goals is incredibly high, non-penalty expected goals. So if Antonio is out for a long period of time, I might switch to Bamford, or I don't know if I go Shea Adams, but anyway, I'm gonna keep him in there for now, for the time being, and wait till press conferences come out. Let's see. Sorry, I've fallen a bit behind on comments. Let me see if I can speed up me talking. I'm captaining Mo Salah again. He had his blank. I have a sneaky feeling he'll go crazy big this weekend. Yeah, I think so too. I think, let me pull up his stats real quick. Man, I really got to get my other computer running. Let's see. Yeah, so he's had 20 points, 3-5, 13, 7-2. So if you guys are believers in mathematics, shout out Mos Def, then this would be the week that he gets a double-digit haul. Double-digit haul, 3-5, double-digit haul, 7-2. So hopefully the trend line is towards him hitting double-digit hauls. I kind of feel like, I mean, part of me is a mathematician a little bit. I do love it, but I agree, man. Especially at home at Anfield, I think it's a great call. Go with Mo Salah. And I also would feel absolutely gutted if I don't captain him. I've captained him like 3 weeks in a row, maybe 4. And if I don't captain him and he goes off, I'm gonna be very upset. So maybe I might go Mo Salah just surely off of that. But it's not a bad shot, Matthew. See, Alex says Chilwell playing like a winger at times, getting a lot of balls in the box. Yeah, I agree, especially if they're playing that 3-4-3 as that left wing back. I mean, even when they play the 4-man back line, he's still getting incredibly high up the pitch. I think he's going to get quite a bit of attacking returns. I don't want to say he's going to be like Robertson and Trent last year or 2 years ago, but I think that he's going to get a good amount of attacking returns, and their defense is quite good. Their fixtures, he's got Burnley, Sheffield, Newcastle, so 3 opportunities there for clean sheets. I agree. I really like Chilwell. Again, if I want to be brave or even do something for like Twitter clout, I might just captain Ben Chilwell. But I agree. If you guys want to see his heat map, I could bring up Chilwell's heat map real quick, and he gets really high up the pitch. Let's see. Matthew also says, I'm planning on bringing Jota in next week. He looks like he's gonna have a big season. Yeah, the big thing is he gonna get playing time? You know what I mean? I was looking up some stats on FB Ref right before the stream, and I think he had like the most shots per 90 in the Prem. I think he's more than Harry Kane at this moment. Obviously, he doesn't have as much playing time, but when he's playing, he looks good. And it's hard for me to say that they spent, was it 50 million, 30 million? I don't know. It was a big. I don't think it was 50 million, but it was a big sum of money. I don't think you spend that much money to have a guy sitting on your bench. So I think he is going to get a good run of playing time, and he's cheaper. I know there's talk about having Firmino slide back into like a Cam, kind of like a Thomas Muller position, which I honestly think that might suit him better. He might play better as like a Mueller type. I don't know if you have Salah moving to striker position. It's tough. But if Jota continues to get playing time, or even if I had more money, Jota is a great option. I'm not against that at all, Matthew. Haley Khan, love this channel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just try to make you guys laugh, man. That's it. Make you guys smile and bring together the FPL community, but that means a lot. I really appreciate that. Let's see. DCL at the moment, Kobe, and that's your captain. So Alex's captaincy options right now are going to be Calvert-Lewin, Kobe, and no worries if it looks messy, mate. I don't mind. Okay. I'll try to get the best stats I can and make the stream as best possible, of course, but thank you for the input. I think going to DCL real quick. Not back to, we haven't talked about him. Going to DCL, I'm really in a good mood right now. DCL, I was super nervous about if we talked about it in the last stream, I believe, because Richarlison was out for one more game and Digne was out for 3 games, and Hamas was hurt, and so I was super nervous about whether he's going to get the amount of, or if he's going to keep up his production, or if he's going to get the same amount of service that he had for the first 5 game weeks. Because obviously without Richarlison and Digne, we saw a small sample size last week, 0 shots, period. And so I was super nervous, but it looks like Digne's red card suspension got lifted to 1 game. And so he'll only be out 1 game. So both Richarlison and Digne will be back next game week, I believe. Let me see what that is. And that is this as 6th November, or is it 21st? Anyway, I'd have to double check those stats, but they're not going to be out as long as I previously thought. And we got international break coming up, so I still think DCL is a good shout. My only worry about captaining him is bonus points, but no, I'm not worried about it. That's a good shout, Calvert-Lewin. Good differential captaincy pick. I don't know what his percentage selection is right now. 57% selection. That's ridiculous. I appreciate that, Matthew. Also appreciate that. I sincerely do. Mystery Enigma, what's up, Mystery Enigma? Good to see you here. Shout out Mystery Enigma one time. Shout out Jim Carrey one time. Let's see. Am I tempted to captain Kane? Oh, I am more than tempted to captain Kane. Big Daddy Kane is definitely on my. I can't tell you how many times I've had the captaincy armband on Mo Salah all week, but I can't tell you how many times I've like switched it to Mo Kane, to Harry Kane, and had my finger hovering above confirm. It's super tempting. Kane's getting a ton of shots off. He's vital in everything Tottenham does. Brighton let in a lot of goals. They don't necessarily let up a lot of shots on target, but Kane is very efficient when he shoots, and it's hard for me not to pick him right now. He's for sure. Him or Son are definitely captaincy the week after against West Brom. But right now, I'm definitely tempted to go with Big Daddy Kane, man. My only thing is just, I know I shouldn't do it. That's my one of my faults. One of many people's faults is the worrying about the what if, because if Mo Salah does go off and score double digits this weekend, and I don't captain him after captaining him 2 weeks in a row for these blanks, I'm gonna be so upset at myself. But I don't know. It's a tough call between those two. It's almost a coin flip. I almost feel like I should just. I think I talked about this last year on my channel. On like this, I've always wanted to do a video of, maybe not a video, but I wanted to, like, the last 2 women I was talking to that no longer talk to me, I almost thought about changing their names to, like, one of them be Mo Salah and the other one be Harry Kane. Text them, like, I don't know, hey or something. And the first one to text me back becomes my captaincy pick. I think it'd be super funny, but also I feel like I don't want to deal with all the texts that come up after that. But I feel like it'd be a funny story. But also I don't want to deal with, I don't know if it'd be worth it. Let's see. Good vibes, Alex. All about good vibes here, man. Good vibes. Shout out Anderson Pack one time. Always gives you good vibes. Let's see. My mom, what's up? Do you think, I almost thought you said Amendola for he still play for I don't know who he plays for. That's NFL. Anyway, Lookman for Fulham is a good differential. I've heard a lot of people talk about him. I haven't necessarily looked into Lookman a lot because I haven't. If there's a move I'm going to make, it's not going to be bringing in Lookman at the moment. I guess we could look it up right now if you want. Anyone want to look up Lookman? Let's do it right now. Let's see if I have any stats. I got to do got to get a new page in it. Here we go. Let's look up Lookman for you real quick. I think he's only 5 mil. 5 mil for Fulham, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a decent amount of people talk about him on Twitter. Let me see how much he is, how much he's owned. There we go. All right, Lookman. The last 2 matches, so since he played 90 minutes, he's getting off about 4.5 shots per game and 2.5 attempted assists. That's incredible numbers for someone who's only 5 mil. 0.4% selection. Ooh. You might have one here, man. I mean, do you trust Fulham? It obviously is an enabler, can allow you to be more expensive. Maybe bring in KDB if you don't have him right now. He's got West Brom this week, so obviously a great pick there. He's got West Ham, who's a little tougher but still decent. Everton, Leicester, City, Liverpool. So, oh man, game weeks 9 to 12 are very tough for Fulham. Oh, that is definitely difficult. Man. So this is the stats his last few years. Played for Everton at 19 and 20. Obviously, he's done a lot of developing since then. Last year in Bundesliga, he didn't play. I'm assuming he was hurt, I'm guessing. But his career goals, or his career goal involvement per 90 minutes is 0.4, which is incredibly high. That's higher than Jack Grealish's. When he was in the Prem at 20 years old with Everton, it was 0.3 goals or assists per 90. With Leipzig, he got... Yeah, so, I mean, as far as just the quick stats go, I know this is a bit tough on the eyes. As far as just the quick stats go, I think it does look like a good shout, Amon. I think you could do a lot worse at 5. Come on. Outcast 20-year reunion of Stankonia is tomorrow, by the way, so you know exactly what I'm listening to tomorrow. B.O.B. probably their best song, in my opinion. I just have the top of my brain. Let's see. I think that is a good shout. I mean, at 4 million, I don't know how much or 5 million, I don't know how much better you could do. Susek, I believe, rised. I can't remember how much. I'm assuming he rose in price. Again, he's averaging 4.5 shots per game right now. 2.5 attempted assists. And just hopefully Mitrovic can convert some of those assists he's putting in. But it looks like a good shout, man. Let's see. Kobe says he's going to captain Son or Kane. I think Son's a good look, too. I don't know how many people are going to captain Son. Obviously, he's going to be high pick. If I had a... I don't want to pick that. Let's see. Mr. Enigma. I'd miss it if you saw it. Oh, you would miss it if I said camera went off? Okay, I'll keep saying it then. I feel like... yeah, maybe that's my trademark now. Maybe I should put that... alarm just went off. Or alarm... TikTok clock? What's it called? You know, cuckoo clock. A cuckoo clock went off. Don't ask why we have one in our garage. Anyway, I'll keep saying camera went off then. Yeah, I'm not feeling solid this week for some reason. I hear you. I mean, 2 weeks in a row of blanking, so his forms... I don't know how... I'd have to see how many shots and stuff he's getting off, but he scored the week before. Last week for Sheffield, he was very unlucky to not come away with at least a goal. He had one that he was offsides by the smallest margin. A bit bigger than the margin Mane was off the week before, to be fair. But, yeah, he had that one, and he had one where he hit the post. He did a beautiful turn and just couldn't finish it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, go with your gut. Do what you feel is best. You know what I mean? Do all the research and go with what you feel. Alex, I'll say Calvert-Lewin has good history against Newcastle. Oh, does he really? How do I find his history versus Newcastle? What website do I go to? I want to look that up real quick. I would love to see that. If not, I'd have to do it the old school way and kind of just go to his match log every year and break it down, which I'm not against doing, but I don't want to do that on the stream. I'll look into that for sure. That would definitely make me feel better about having him this week. Let's see. Dan Clark says Trent finally looked good going forward midweek. Both assists, I think. Yeah, he looked great. His I think his match rating was like an 8, which is really good. He had 2 assists, I believe. I mean, even the last 2 weeks, I think Trent looked good. I just think he was unlucky to not come away with an assist. Like the one, like the goal that Mane scored, or not Mane, that Salah scored that was called back. That was Trent's assist. It would have been. And I think the week before he had a cross that somebody missed, but it was an incredible delivery. I still think Trent looks decently good. It's just hard for me to give. This is me personally. For me personally, it's hard to spend 7.5 million, 7.4 on a player who's, I don't know how many clean sheets they're going to do. Especially, I mean, Van Dijk's out, and now Fabinho got hurt. I don't know who they're going to throw at that center back position, and I don't. Even if I haven't done any research on the person who's going to play that role, so I don't know how many clean sheets. Obviously, they still keep good possession, but it's hard for me to spend 7.5 when Chilwell is out there who can do really well. I mean, obviously I have Robertson, but I'm looking at moving him here in the future. But he did look really good. He was very encouraging for everyone who's been holding on to Trent, and because even I think last year a lot of people were saying Trent was looking a bit sluggish, and a lot of people were switching to Robertson, and as the season went on, they're like, oh no, Trent's class. The same thing has happened last year, and hopefully it doesn't happen where he gets 24 points this week and I get dropped a huge red arrow. But at the same time, I like him as a player. I think he's fantastic, and I really want to see him do well. Let's see. Yeah, but he did look really good midweek. Very encouraging. Mr. Enigma, are you wearing an Argentina jersey? Yeah, I'm wearing an Argentina jersey. Can you see it? I bought this in... I think this is our 2018, 2014. I think it was our 2012 jersey, 2011 jersey, something like that. One of my favorite jerseys, man. That's one of my favorite Argentina jerseys. I saw it in a store. In Brixton. Shout out Brixton in England one time. Love Brixton. Mad love for Brixton, Brick City. But yeah, this is my favorite Argentina jersey. I had to copy it. Shout out Messi one time. What did I think about Barca and United's performance yesterday? I didn't have a chance to watch too much of the United. I watched like quick highlights, but very encouraging, especially if someone has Rashford in their squad right now. He came away with a hat trick in like 15 minutes off the bench or something like that. Phenomenal dude on and off the pitch, Rashford. As far as United goes, again, I didn't get to watch too much of it. I had work. I got called into work early yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to watch Champions League. I watched the Barcelona game when I got home late at night. But United, very encouraging performance. I mean, I feel like if they're any United fans, I feel like it's a bit. I don't know if I'd be frustrated, but like one week they're playing in the Prem, and you're like, man, they're really struggling to do something right now. I mean, where's their tactics and whatnot? And then they go to the Champions League and they're balling out right now. They beat PSG the week before, and now they come away with like a 5-0 victory. Rashford came away with a hattie. Pogba seemed like he played well. But if I was a United fan, I'd definitely be pumped about what I just saw. As far as Barcelona goes, man, first off, Bart's gone, so I know a lot of people are encouraged about that. I didn't think it was going to be happening anytime soon, but there's still a lot of work that Barcelona have to do, and we have a lot of things we have to do moving forward. We lost to Real Madrid in El Clasico last weekend. That hurt, but even Juventus, I mean, Morata scored 3 goals that all got called offsides, so we got a bit lucky there, you know what I mean? Because I think a couple of those offsides, he was just barely offsides. But, I mean, if I want to dive into Barcelona real quick, I'll dive into it real quick. I thought Pedri looked really good. He's 17-year-old, 17, 18. Anyway, super young. He looked very good on the ball. He did his job. I don't know if he's ready to start for Barcelona consistently at the moment, in my opinion, but very promising what I saw. Ansu Fati off the bench. When he came on the bench, he should have had that shot, but he decided to be selfless and passed it to Jordi Alba, who kind of thought Fati was going to score. Messi looked incredible. Messi's developing a new role in Barcelona's system. I know it's FPL channel, but I'll just talk about it real quick. I love Barcelona. He's developing into a new role. He looked great in that role. Dembele, it was so nice to see Dembele play well. He came away with a goal, but even more than that, he was very attacking. Even that goal that he got the ball and he still had a lot of work that he had to do before he could even get a shot off. So Dembele looked really good. It was so nice to see him play well, man. But all in all, really good performance. I think most Barcelona players played really well yesterday. But yeah, very encouraged to see what Barcelona did. But again, still a lot of work to be done. Let's see. Martinez, Robbo. This is Alex's team. Martinez, love. Robbo, I love. Chilwell, obviously I got him. Seiss, there's a lot of talk about Seiss and Kilman right now, but not much that I can input myself. So I'll just leave it at that. Son, Salah, Rodriguez, Podence I like, man. Podence is good. Danny Ings, love Danny Ings. DCL, Kane is my team. Oh man, that's an incredible squad. Drink if you hear me squeak. Let's see. Yeah, I like that squad a lot, man. DCL, Ings, Kane. DCL, Ings, and Kane is a phenomenal front line. A lot of people are sleeping on Danny Ings, including myself, just because his price tag is so high. I mean, not so high, but it's hard to squeeze in all these incredible strikers right now. You're only allotted 3. There's so many premium mids. It's just hard, but I love Danny Ings as a player. That's a good squad. Do I think people overlook Son for captaincy? Absolutely. I absolutely think people overlook Son for captain, and I think it's mainly because it's the same reason as Mane. So if you want to go Liverpool, a lot of people love Mo Salah and they think he's going to come away. He's on penalties. He's probably. I'll just leave it at that. And as far as Spurs assets go, Kane is more involved in everything than Son is. He gets more shots off, more attempted assists. But Son is just firing, period. I think he has 8 goals right now in the Prem, most in the Prem. So it's hard. He's definitely being overlooked. It's only because Harry Kane's on the squad, and Harry Kane's playing just as well. So I think that's why people are overlooking him. And I also think like, I hate to say it, but I feel like price goes into it. This is just my newer theory, is that a lot of FPL players are scared to captain someone who isn't high priced. So like obviously you'll pick the Salahs, the Manes, the KDBs, the Kanes, the Sterlings. But then it comes to like Calvert-Lewin, and not many people want to captain him, even though he's scoring a lot. You get Son. I don't know. That's just my theory. I've been thinking about it. I feel like I might be out of place there, but I'm behind on comments for sure. Kobe's got Mendy. I love Mendy. You're great. I don't love him yet. He's still new, but he looked good. Mendy, Saiz, Castagna, Chilwell, Son, Grealish, Rodriguez, Fernandez. Love the Bruno pick. Kane, DCL, Bamford. Bamford's got 1 FPL point less than Mo Salah at the moment. Never thought I would be saying that 6 game weeks in. A great team for Kobe as well. Great team, great name. No worries, I'm on. Any questions, anything, man. Camera went out. I feel like if I was to make a rap video, camera went out would be my my ad lib. It'd be my or who else says it? Young Jeezy always used to say yeah, stuff like that. Mine would be camera went out. Newcastle versus Everton, 11 versus 11. Is that a question? Sorry, I do think that Everton. I mean, if they're full fit, Everton should do wonders on Newcastle. I also think people. I'll get into that later. Let's see. Do you think doing this YouTube channel has improved your FPL skills? 100%, Mystery Enigma. So when I was playing, last season was my first season playing FPL. Hit and miss. I'll get into that. So last season I was playing FPL. I wasn't doing well. I couldn't figure anything out. And then I started doing this channel like halfway through the season. I think after the COVID break, because I didn't have anything to do. I love FPL. I love YouTube. I love FPL YouTube content creators. And so I started making my own videos. And at that moment, back in the day, I was doing like top captaincy picks, best players on the watch list, stuff like that. Stuff that I don't do now. And when I was breaking those down, I was really seeing I was really breaking into their stats more than just, because before it was just the eye test. At that moment, I started using stats like crazy, shots on target, how the other team's form doing, how his team's doing, how him as a player is doing with his form. And I saw my rank really jump as soon as I started doing this FPL channel. On the flip side of that, it also can get distracting at times to where obviously I have work. I'm not going to school right now, but I will be going to school in January. And so I'm going back to school in January. So when I'm doing all of those and I'm still making these YouTube videos, I spend a lot of time actually making the video. So like editing the team, editing the video, writing, not necessarily writing a script, but coming up with ideas. And so when I do all of that, it's almost a little distracting because like some weeks I spend so much time creating videos that I don't spend enough time with my FPL actual squad. And I'll spend a lot of time researching for my questions that are brought up in my stream. So I want to research stuff for you guys. And then like, I think last week, 2 weeks ago, I was so busy and I was making a couple videos that I didn't even research who to pick as my captain until like the night before. So I think that it has its pros and cons, but for the most part, it definitely helps. 11v11 com is all 11v11.com. Oh, okay, thank you. Let's should I go to that right now? I hope it's not a bad site. 11v11.com. Let's go to that real quick. Probably should just type that in. International football history. So what do I do from here? Do I do Can you see what I'm in? I should probably. I'll go back to the other channels later. How do I get to? Do I go Newcastle, Everton? Is that? Do I type it in the search engine? Nope. That just brings me to Google. Let me. I feel like I'm a bit lost. I might have to. Oh wait, you actually said it in the comment, didn't you? Previous history, so it would be history. Yeah. Come on. Early history of football. That's actually history of football. Premier League. I feel like I'm need to go to this later. Yeah, I'll go to this later. Thank you for that. I'll look it up after the stream. I wanted to look it up now, but I felt it was too distracting, and then I couldn't figure it out. Ugh. All right, back to the comments. I'm a little behind. I'm 10 minutes behind on comments. Yeesh. Let's see. I have 2 free transfers, and my team is good, but not so good that I feel I can burn a transfer. Should I just take Robbo out for Cresswell to get ahead of the curve for West Ham's good fixtures? Is there anybody on your bench that you could switch out? Like, is there somebody random that you want to move? I don't know. I feel like just because you have 2 transfers doesn't mean you should necessarily take the 2 transfers. Like, if you're completely content with your squad, I wouldn't force a transfer just because you have one. I mean, you could try to get ahead of the curve, but if you like Robertson for this week, and you don't necessarily like Cresswell is playing Liverpool, and obviously Robertson's playing West Ham, so it might be a bit early to switch that because I would put more money on Robertson doing well than Cresswell doing well. Obviously, you never know. It's 2020. It's a Premier League. But I don't know if I would force a transfer just because I had an extra transfer. I mean, it's tough. I don't know if I would personally. I know it's hard to think about, but I would just let it run and become 2 and let it just sit if you like your squad that much. Let's see. Calvert-Lewin scored 4 in the last 3 games. Okay, thank you, Alex. DCL scored 4 in the last 3 games against Newcastle. Scored in all 3. Just checked for you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So DCL has scored in his last 3 matches against Newcastle, and one of those he got a brace. He's got Newcastle this week. I'm still waiting to hear about Hamas. He doesn't have Richarlison, so it's going to be a bit tougher. But again, all he needs is one opportunity to score. One shot. Do not miss his chance to blow, because opportunity comes. Man, I feel lame for quoting Eminem in 2000. Anyway, DCL still looks good. I mean, at this moment, if he scores in this game, because Richarlison's out, Digne's out, I would probably see him getting bonus points too if he scored this week. I know he hasn't gotten bonus points the last couple times he scored, but I mean, that's great statistics to have against him. Let's see. I wouldn't go too crazy right now with Rashford's hat trick yesterday. Yeah, the only reason why I want to put a lot of thought, the only reason why I'm putting a lot of thought into that is because he did have a couple goals 2 weeks ago. Like, he blanked last week, but the week before he scored 2, if I'm not mistaken, and he scored against PSG that midweek, and he scored against. Let me bring it up real quick. Let me go to his stats because I bring this up because his fixtures come game week 9. Marcus Rashford or Bruno Fernandes, if that's who you're looking into. Let's see. 2020, 2021. I'm going to his match logs. So his last, I'll go right here. So this is Marcus Rashford. I hope you guys can see it. I have his goals or assists are the far two boxes. Boom, 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 boom. So I don't want to count an England match. So in 3 out of his last 4 matches, he scored a goal in each. So he has 5 goals in his last 4 matches, competitive matches. That includes 2 Champions League games and 2 Premier League games. He scored against PSG. He scored against Newcastle. He scored 3 against Leipzig, and Leipzig have a really good center back. I hope that he comes to Barcelona sometime soon. This is an ugly screen, I know. Against Chelsea, he didn't score, but he still had 3 shots. I only bring that up because... messy screen. I apologize. I bring that up because he's on form right now. Again, 3 goals in his last 4 competitions. And if we bring up his schedule, he's got Arsenal this week, and Arsenal are really good defensively. He's got Everton, but after that, he's got West Brom, Southampton, West Ham. City's obviously tough. Sheffield, Leeds. So he has a really good run of fixtures after game week 7 or 8, depending on if you think Everton can hold him or not. But that's why I bring him up. He looks like he's on great form in all competitions, and he looks good. I'm really behind on comments. I really got to speed this up so I can get to all y'all. Where am I at? That's the only reason why I want to bring up Rashford. It's not someone that I would. It's someone that I'm keeping an eye on. Someone that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. I almost think about making a video of like not people who I think should bring in, but people who I want to watch in the next game week. Someone that has potential for the week after, like Rashford, Bruno. Not for this week, but for the week after. Obviously Antonio. I would even say Cresswell would be on that list. Let's see. Can't wait until the Arsenal game. I mean, Rashford scores against big clubs, period. He's not afraid of the big game. So if he scored against Arsenal, I would not be surprised at all. Mendy a solid pick, it looks. Yeah, I think Mendy is a really good pick. I think because Martinez is now to 4.8, I think it's only 0.2 more to go for Mendy. And I trust Chelsea. Aston Villa still look really good defensively. I like Martinez a lot. But if you're looking for a Chelsea asset, and I think as far as keepers go, I think he's a good pick. I think Mendy is a really good pick. I think he's got 3 clean sheets in 3 games now. 3 for 3. He's doing really well. Because obviously the big question with Chelsea's defense, among a few questions, was Kepa. And it seems like Mendy has got that spot nailed down now. Where am I at in comments? I agree, Mendy looks like a good pick. The Leipzig manager basically threw 5 players up front at halftime. Or is that 2-0? Which left them extremely weak versus the counter. And if United are good at anything, it's definitely counterattack. Especially Marcus Rashford. He's got great speed. He's good with the ball at his feet, and he can finish. So I mean, I didn't watch the match. I'll have to take your word on that, Dan. But I mean, when you're, I'll take your word because when you're down, kick everyone out. When you're down 2-0, you got to do something. Ooh, nice. Let's see. Who's Luke? Who's Luke? What's that last word? Rod called? Who is that? Should I look him up or is that Rockhold? Luke Rockhold. I don't know who Luke Rockhold is. Why do I know? Why does that name kind of ring a bell? Let me look it up I'm gonna look it up on my phone because I don't know if I want to. Luke Rockhold. Let me see. Oh, are you talking about the MMA guy? That dude is jacked, man. I wish I was that jacked. I've eaten too many double stuffed Oreos over the quarantine days. Santa Cruz. Shout out Santa Cruz, man. I appreciate that's a good compliment. I'll take it, man. I wish I was. I don't know if I would want to be an MMA fighter, but I'll take that compliment, man. He's a good looking dude. Let's see. I have 1 free transfer. Burnley. Yeah, they do play Burnley up next, and Burnley cannot score. Burnley cannot score. Chelsea's defense looks pretty good going into this game week. Knock on wood. I have 1 free transfer. Should I take out McCarthy for Martinez? For me personally, I would. I just like Martinez better as a keeper. He's going to get a lot of save points. He's going to get a good amount of bonus points as well. And if you look at his schedule for the next till game week 15, I mean, it's a good run of fixtures, man. He's got money trees there, a lot of green. Holly Berry, hallelujah there. And I like Emi Martinez as a keeper. I think he's a really good keeper. And personally, I like him more than McCarthy. But again, a lot of people out there like McCarthy better. But for me personally, I like Martinez a wee bit better. Let's see. Issa, what's up? I spilled water on my shirt. Yeah, what's up? What do you think about Antonio if he's still injured? Yeah, so if Antonio is out for 1 or 2 game weeks, if he's out for the Liverpool match, I'm going to keep him. There's no sense in me transferring him out just to transfer him back in. Even if he's out for the week after, because there's an international break the week after that. And so his next game would come like November 21st, I believe. And so if he's out for 2 game weeks, I'm probably just going to stash him. I know he'll probably drop in price, but I want him back for game week 8, game week 9 moving forward. And so for me personally, I don't want to transfer him out just to transfer him back in, especially if he's only out for this game week. I have a decent enough squad. Bench, I mean, they're not great bench, but they'll get a couple points. So I'm going to hold on to Antonio. But if he's out for like 4 or 6 game weeks, even if he's out, if he's out about 4 to 6, which is the rumor, I'll probably switch him out for Bamford at the moment. I mean, Bamford has a really tough schedule, but Leeds get a lot of shots off in the box, and He's like 4th most in shots per 90, 4th most in expected goal involvement per 90. So I think Bamford's probably where I go. I could even I haven't thought. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but I'm really hoping he's okay. And the next comment by Kobe is James Rodriguez injured? There hasn't been enough talk. I think both Ancelotti and Ancelotti's just hiding it all, man. I don't know anything about James or Antonio. They're keeping it really close to vest right now, and so it's hard to really get a gauge on how injured they are. But I'm just hoping for the best, because really, if Antonio was out this weekend, which is a good possibility, I'd be down to player. James could be out this weekend. They could just rest him. There's no sense in forcing him to play against Newcastle. And if Kilman doesn't start, I'm down three players just like that. I'd be forced to play Lamptey, Basuma, and Stroik. So, I mean, I still have 3 playing bench players, but it would definitely hurt not having those guys go. Let's see. I just searched 11-11 Newcastle versus Everton into Google, and you don't have to do it. No worries, bro. Okay. I should have done that. That's more better. Sometimes I feel like I'm just not technological sound. That doesn't sound right either. Anyway, thank you for looking that up for me, Alex. I really appreciate that, and telling me that. I'm gonna save that for later, because I really want again to see how Mo Salah plays against West Ham. Let's see. Will, what's up, Will? Bro, I'm telling you right now, Captain Kane versus Brighton. It's gonna be a walloping. Done. Kane is my captain. I'm going back and forth with them big time, and I don't know exactly where I want to go with it yet. But Harry Kane, man, I mean, dude's on fire. He's in fuego right now. I think he's in it again. I say it all the time, but he's the second best striker in the world at the moment. And big Harry Kane fan for how he's playing this season. Love it. Yeah, I might just do that, Will. I don't know if you've convinced me or if I'm doing it as like kind of a joke, but I'm almost tempted just to leave it there now, because I think it'd be pretty funny. And if it works out, man, shout out Will one time. Will, a long time Donatello. Alazar says Trent to Ayling, Foden to Zaha for -8. I don't know if that's worth the -8 for me personally, and I'm a big fan of taking hits. That's tough. Let me see. I just gotta remind myself who Leeds play real quick. Leeds play Leicester. I don't know if you're gonna come away with a clean sheet in that one, but you never know. Leeds do look pretty good. And Foden to Zaha. I mean, Zaha looks good. Zaha is the fifth highest scoring player in FPL right now, and Zaha has a great run of fixtures for the next 8 game weeks off the top of my head. I don't know if that's exact, but somewhere around those lines. But I don't know if it's worth a -8, because Trent did look good mid-game week, and they're playing... if they're playing West Ham and Antonio's not in there, it's a better option at a clean sheet. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed in this world except taxes. But I don't know if I would do that. That's a tough one. But again, if that's what you feel is best for your squad, then I would do it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't... again, do what you think is best for you. But that's a tough one, because Foden could start and could score. Let's see. Favorite artist, music, obviously. If we're talking favorite artist of all time, both of these aren't even close for me. If we're talking my favorite artist of all time, Andre 3000, and it's not even close. 3 Stacks. 3 Stacks made me fall in love with music. Like, I love music. I like music my whole life. You know how there's different levels of love? You know, I hit that elite style of love when I listen to Andre 3000. I don't want to say just rap, because he does it all. But Andre 3000 is my favorite artist of all time, and it's not even close. As far as my favorite artist right now, I know a lot of people on this stream are probably going to say Rihanna, because I talk about her all the time. Also, that's how long we've been doing the stream. 40 minutes into the stream, and I finally talked about Rihanna. But my favorite artist right now, and it's not close, is Anderson .Paak. If you're into rap, I think both those guys are great to look at. If you're into R&B, both those guys are good to look at. Andre 3000 is... Andre 3000 is my GOAT. Again, he's my favorite of all time. If you like Anderson .Paak, if you like R&B, if you like soul, if you like hip hop, if you like he's good on the drums, if you just like a solid artist, even a little bit of indie, a little bit of electro, Look up Anderson .Paak, man. Malibu's my favorite album of all time. If I could, I'm still looking to do it right now, but I really want, because I have the Barcelona flag right here, and I really want to put the Malibu poster. If you know the Malibu poster's album cover right there, I really want to get some hip hop onto my channel. I'm thinking if I could put a poster back there, I'm going to. So I'm looking at getting in a Malibu poster, but Anderson .Paak by far my favorite artist at the moment. 3 stacks forever. What transfer am I making for Game Week 7? I'm not making any transfers right now. I'm holding on to the squad. I still think it's a really good squad for this week. I'm going to roll my transfer for next week. My plan is to have 2 free transfers for Game Week 9 when fixtures really flip. Because after that West Brom match, Spurs fixtures go to City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Leicester, Wolverhampton. So tough run of fixtures. Tough run of fixtures for Tottenham. Chelsea's get pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. I saw Wilbur's in here. What's up, Wilbur? I haven't gotten your comment yet. Chelsea's look pretty good. United's look good. City's look good. So I could switch out Son for, I don't know, if I could afford KDB, Pulisic, Bruno Fernandes. So I'm planning on having 2 free transfers come Game Week 9 so I can really make a big move. But as of right now, I'm keeping it. But if Antonio is out for a long period of time, I'm going to switch him to Brentford. Who do I pick, Mendy or Martinez? Because I've got Martinez on the bench. Oh. So you have Mendy and Martinez? That's some good keepers you have, man. This week I'd pick Mendy. I think Mendy gives you the best chance to get a clean sheet. Burnley have only scored like 3 goals this season, the whole season. I'm talking every game. I know they missed 1 game week, so in 5 game weeks, Burnley have scored 3 goals. Off the top of my head, I could fact check that for you real quick. Let me fact check myself. Everyone up! Let's see. Burnley scored. I sound like Yosemite Sam when I said there. Why am I not seeing Burnley here? Why am I losing it? They had the Monday game, right? Yeah. They didn't score against Tottenham. Burnley. This is where I really need my other computer. Burnley didn't score against West Brom. So 2 blanks in a row. 2 donuts. And Burnley scored 1 against Newcastle. Burnley scored 3 clean sheets. And they scored 2 against Leicester. Yeah, so 3 goals. 3 goals in their 5 game weeks Burnley have scored. So, and Chelsea's defense looks a lot better. Now they have Thiago and Mendy. So if it were me, I'd probably pick Mendy over Martinez, especially because Daddy Ings is going up against Aston Villa. And Danny Ings is a legend. For me. I would go Mendy. Realistically, if Antonio's hamstring is at him, it's going to be out for 4 to 6. Yeah, I hear that's the rumor for Antonio. But I don't want to do anything because I heard someone's podcast yesterday say that they're someone that's like the insider with West Ham say that it was going to be like 4 to 6, but no one really knows. And then I heard another podcast where they said that they think that he's going to be fine still. So it's tough to say. It's up in the air. Shout out Wiz Khalifa one time. But I really want to just wait till I have some official news. I mean, I'm going to be up. What time's the game tomorrow? Let me check. The game is in California time. The game is at 1 o'clock. So I still have a lot of time before I can bench him. I don't work till 1 o'clock, so the deadline will be 11:30. 11:30. So I got a lot of time. If he is out 4 to 6 weeks, I gotta get rid of him. But we'll see. Yeah, what's up, Wilbur? Glad you could join, man. Glad to have you on the stream. Let's see. Also, I know you talked about it before, but I was talking to Wilbur, and we're thinking about making like a Discord where we could just all just chat, have a good time, talk about FPL, talk about transfers, talk about the games that are happening, even get some like Among Us games going. I know if Eric Castillo is here, we talked about getting some FIFA, but I feel like a Discord, I don't know, it's an idea that we floated around. It'd be pretty cool that we could chat off camera. But let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Shout out Wilbur one time. Dan Clark, Captain Kilman, Vice Captain Chilwell. If Kilman plays, it's likely a clean sheet. If he doesn't, he won't come on. That's a Maverick move. That would be a Maverick move. That'd be very is it Goose and Maverick in Top Gun, right? like Goose is Goose Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise Goose in Top Gun? I have to double check that. But I feel like that is definitely a Top Gun move right there, man. Negative Ghost Rider, but Kilman, that's what, the thing with that. If you go off that, Kilman also has if he starts and if they pull a blank again, if they clean sheet Crystal Palace, you're also looking at bonus points because Kilman has had bonus points in every single game he's played except for the one that they gave up a goal late. And at that moment, he was on 3 bonus if I'm not mistaken. He had a couple bonus in or before Jimenez scored. Excuse me. Let me check. Yeah, bonus in his first 2, and he had a bonus in Newcastle until Newcastle scored late. So I mean, that could be a good shout, man. Like, I mean, that'd be very brave. Let's see. Did I miss a question? I feel like I missed a question. I missed a question, didn't I? How old am I? I missed the how old am I? I'm 29. I'm 29 years old. I'm turning 30 in 6 months. Almost 6 months to the day or something like that. I'm turning 30. It's going to be a very, very hard day for me when I turn 30. It's going to be tough for me to turn 30, man. I already got gray coming in my beard. It's just tough, dude. But yeah, I'm 29 years old. Age is only a number. I know I just said it's going to be tough for me to turn 30, but I feel great. I mean, life is beautiful, man. We got to enjoy it, right? But let's see, where am I at? Also, I was thinking about for the stream, dressing up as Andre 3000 today for the stream from his Roses video. I learned the intro to Roses on the piano. I thought about dressing up as Andre 3000 for the stream today, but I ran out of time and I couldn't get all the costume together. So, because Halloween's tomorrow. I'm lost where my comments are. I brought in Barkley for Grealish and saved 1.4 mil. And Barkley is equally productive. Barkley is a great shout. Man. He's playing as a center attacking mid, but he's almost playing as like a secondary striker for how high he gets up the pitch sometimes. And he has, shout out Andre 3000, John Legend, been given the green light. This dude has the confidence to shoot from anywhere. And as soon as he's within like 25 yards and Barkley has a look at goal, he's shooting. And with Grealish creating around him and Ollie Watkins taking up or creating a little bit of space for him, Barkley is a great shot at 5.96, whatever he is now. How much is he? Is that how much he is? Anyway, I think that's a great shot, Barkley. I almost went for Barkley myself, but I ended up going with Grealish just because I thought it was a safer pick. And but Barkley is a great shout, and they have a great run of fixtures coming up, man. J. Cole fire. J. Cole is phenomenal, man. J. Cole is incredible, dude. I was on. I first came on to J. Cole. Shout out Dill Pick, my editor. I came on to J. Cole in 2009 when he was on Blueprint 3. I can't remember if it was so long ago. I can't remember if it was Blueprint 3 or when he came out with his mixtape with like Grown Simba and whatnot. But J. Cole has evolved so much as a writer and as a musician, and he's just putting out like every feature that he's on, he destroys every feature. And then Forest Hills Drive is a phenomenal album. I mean, For Your Eyes Only was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite album of his, but J. Cole is great. I love J. Cole. By the way, you never talk about Tribe Called Quest. I've never talked about Tribe Called Quest. It's funny because I was just listening to Scenario this morning, oddly enough. Low End Theory is one of the greatest albums of all time. Tribe Called Quest, rest in peace, Fife. But yeah, rest in peace, Fife. But Tribe Called Quest is probably the greatest. There are tiers, right? As far as rap goes, Tribe Called Quest has to be among some of the most, I don't want to say underrated, because everyone who listens to him rates him pretty high, but maybe, I'm trying to find the right word, underappreciated maybe, doesn't get in the conversation enough, but Tribe Called Quest is phenomenal. Again, I was just listening to Scenario this morning. Busta Rhymes goes off on that, by the way. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. I really should bring up more about them. I feel like 90s, they just don't get talked about enough. They're almost like Mos Def. Phenomenal. But yeah, did I take any hits? Did you take any hits? I haven't taken a hit this week. This week I have not taken any hit, and I didn't take one the week before, partly because, I wild-carded. That's why I didn't take a hit. But I haven't taken a hit in 4 game weeks maybe. So I'm really growing up as an FPL manager, man. But yeah, I'm learning the hard way that hits have not paid off for me this year at all. I did the what if you haven't made any transfers this season, and I would be down. I'm down like 44 points because of the transfers I made. Ugh. So hopefully I'll make that up soon. And a lot of that is because I took hits. If I didn't take any hits, I would still have Son on my team from game week 1. If I didn't take any hits, I would still have who else did I take out? I brought in Martial. Rough, man. Rough start to the season. Big learning curve for me. Solid 6 goals in 6 games against West Ham. Whoa. Alex, shout out Alex, man. Alex, you're almost becoming my statistician on this channel, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, 6 goals in 6 games against West Ham. That's really good numbers. He hasn't checked how many assists he's got, but that's big. Yeah, so that makes me want to think about captaining him even more so. Come Home by Anderson .Paak and Andre 3K is pure heat. Oh. Listen, as I said before, Andre 3000 made me fall in love with hip hop 20 years ago, whenever it was. And man, when I saw his track listing, because he released it on Twitter, and I saw that he was doing a song with Andre 3000. I can't tell you the emotions that came through. It almost felt like Landon Donovan when he scored in the World Cup against Algeria in the 92nd minute, whatever it was, that put us through to the stage. My camera's about to go out. Be ready for it. But when I saw that Anderson .Paak was doing a song with 3 Stacks, oh, dude, I almost lost it. I haven't been more excited for anything my whole life. I'm talking, I haven't been more excited for the Game of Thrones final season, which was a crazy disappointment. Lord of the Rings when I was younger. Camera went out. What else was I super excited for? When the Pokemon movie was released in 1996 or whatever. But and that song did not disappoint at all. 3 Stacks flow in that was ridiculous. The fact that he was like using metaphors in his next line, if you will. Like, we stuck Billabong, and man, fire. I always dreamed the day that they would do a song together, and 3000 did not disappoint. I can't tell you how many times it was. Yeah, big fan. That album, by the way, is incredible. Jet Black, make it better with Smokey Robinson was a phenomenal joint. Jet Black obviously was great. Yada yada. Yeah, big Anderson .Paak fan. Last 6 games, so 6 goals in 6 games against West Ham for Mo Salah. Incredible numbers. Is this really Sean not taking a hit for this week? But on top of that, you're saving a transfer. Name me something more surprising. But again, I still have 24 hours before deadline, so I could obviously do something. But yeah, name something more surprising than Sean not taking a hit and saving a transfer. I don't know if this is like when you watch TV shows and the characters grow up and they're not like they start being more mature and they're not as funny as they once were. I hope that's not becoming this, man. I hope, but yeah, I'm really maturing, man. I'm really I think it's because in my wild card, I did so much studying that I kind of set up a squad that would be good for at least 3 to 4 game weeks. Like every person on here, I like for the foreseeable future. Like James for the next 5 game weeks, DCL for 5 game weeks, Antonio for next 13 game weeks if he's healthy. Grealish same, Chilwell same, Son for 3, Kane for 3. So I really planned it around having 2 free transfers come 3 or 4 game weeks time. So yeah, I owe it all to you guys. You guys have really helped me out and helped me develop as an FPL manager. I can't thank you guys enough, man. What's up, Billy Boy Brown? What's up, man? That's a great alliteration. Great alliteration. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for joining the stream, man. Billy Boy Brown. That's a great name. Let's see. Sana's team is Martinez, Seiss, Robertson, Castagna, Salah, Son, James, Grealish, Mopé, DCL, and Kane. Bench is Mings, Anguissa, and Mitchell. That is a phenomenal squad. You have Mings, who's at 5.1, sitting on your bench. So that's great bench depth. And Guisa's really good too. Let's see. I like your squad a lot. I know we talked about this earlier. But I don't know if I would make any moves. I mean, if I was, I like your squad a lot, man. I know so you have currently 2 free transfers and would like to transfer out. What do you think? Anyone have any thoughts on that? I really it's hard because I know a lot of people are thinking that Seiss might lose a spot, so you might think to move him out, but I'm not too convinced just yet. I still would like to hold on to him if I had him. But then if you only use 1 free transfer, you still have, my hair's really messed up in this hat, in it. If you use 1 free transfer, you still have 2 next game week, so you can move Seiss then if that happens. Let me see. I really like your squad. Maybe Mopé. Maybe Mopé just because he's playing Tottenham, but I don't know how many other options because he's still a good option at his price. That's tough. Anyone's thoughts on that? That's another thing that we talked about it earlier in the conversation. I forgot who it was. I apologize. I'm looking back through the chat right now, but somebody also had 2 free transfers and they weren't sure what to do with it. And I really like your squad. I don't know if I would transfer somebody out just to transfer somebody out. Maybe you could transfer Mitchell out for Kilman just in case Kilman does take that Wolverhampton left center back spot. I don't know, but then again, is Mitchell going to hold on to his spot because that's still up in the air? So it's tough. Let's see. And Harry Kane is 3 and that was my next question, Alex. Thank you. Harry Kane has scored 3 goals in his last 6 games against Brighton. Brighton are funny. They don't give up too many shots on target. I looked up their last 4 matches. They gave up 2 shots on target in all of them. Is it them? I'd have to fact check that. But Brighton themselves, let me go to their thing real quick. I'm back here, back to fbref.com. Whoop, whoop. And where is, I don't know why I'm here. I could have done it from FPL Assist. I should have gone to FPL Assist or Assistant Manager. Anyway, their last few matches. So this is their Premier League matches right here. Here you can't see it because it's too small. I don't know why I'm even highlighting it. But for Brighton, this is another thing that's pretty convincing. They gave up 1 goal to West Brom, 1 goal to Crystal Palace, and 0 to Newcastle. But against top 6 squads, they give up 3 to Chelsea, they give up 3 to United, and 4 to Everton. Their expected goals in that were a bit lower than they actually gave up. Everton, the expected goal against was 1.8, and they gave up 4. But against top 6 squads, they're averaging 3 goals against them per match. And so that's pretty something I can't ignore either. I know that's a tough screen to watch. I don't even know why I went to it. But Captaincy choice, I don't know where to go. As far as against the 11-11 stats, it makes me think Salah's a better captain. West Ham are pretty good defensively, though. But if they don't have Antonio, I don't see West Ham possessing the ball at all. Or not at all, but not that much. I could see Harry Kane, how good Tottenham look to really thrive. Also, what time is the Tottenham match today? Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing this. Whoops, I'm really messing with my screen right now. Don't mess with my heart. Shout out Fergie one time. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know who to go for captaincy pick. It's tough. Let's see. Sana says, I was thinking Grealish to Zaha. That's a good shout. Zaha looks really good. He has a great run of fixtures for a while, but so does Grealish. Maybe even James to Zaha. I think Grealish, I like Grealish more than I like Zaha personally. And I think Zaha might lose his spot on penalties because he did have it before, but I think, I don't know. It's more speculation for me, but I should stop speculating on camera. Let's see. I like Grealish more like Zaha. You said Hamas to Zaha. I don't know if I get rid of Hamas unless he's out for a long time. If Hamas is healthy, I would still hold on to him. He still has 4 of his next 5 are really good fixtures. And he looks incredible. Everton look like they're doing really well outside of last week. Last week maybe an outlier, maybe think time or sign. But I like Hamas more like Zaha. We don't know about his injury, that's true. Or even Mopé to Adams. You could do Mopé to Adams. The only thing is Adams does have more creativity around him than Mopé does, and that's something that I definitely would look at. Adams still has a high expected goal involvement. He's just not the best finisher. But then you say change to Antonio or Mings. Then change to Antonio, or you could do Mings to Zuma. Yeah, I mean, you could. I think. Did you say you have a Chelsea asset in there? Yeah, you could switch out and bring in Zuma. Because, I mean, Chelsea's defense looks good, and they're playing against Burnley, so that's a great opportunity to get a clean sheet. Zuma looks really good. I know Wilbur's a Chelsea fan. Can you help me out on knowing if Zuma's going to start consistently for Chelsea at a center back role? I'll ask him for advice from the FPL chat for you. Kobe says maybe Mopay for Bamford. I like that move. I do like that move. Again, I'm just not the biggest Mopay fan. When I was looking at bringing him in for my wild card, it was only going to be for that one game week, and he only had like one shot. So, but again, he does. Mopay can surprise you. Mopay can surprise you. What's up, Shani Rasul? What's up, man? Good to have you on the stream. DCL to Kane for me. DCL to Kane for me this week. 2 free transfers. A lot of people have 2 free transfers right now, even after a rough game week. Yeah, welcome to this. Thanks for joining, man. Let's see. DCL to Kane. That's a good pick. I love. Are you gonna captain Harry Kane then? I should probably read the rest of your text before I get into it. Move Semedo down to Kilman to fund it. Bit risky, but I like it. I mean, if Kilman starts, I'm not the biggest Semedo FPL fan. I like Semedo as a player. Obviously, he played for Barcelona. I think he got too much heat for it. But I think getting rid of him is probably best to save some funds. It's just, is Kilman going to play is the biggest concern, but it's a gamble I'm taking. I think DCL will suffer big time without crosses and delivery from Digne, Coleman, or Richarlison. Yeah, you nailed it. It is a risky move. But I do agree. I think DCL suffers a lot. We saw it last match when he had 0 shots. Without Richarlison creating some space for him, without Digne serving masterpieces with his left foot, without James Rodriguez, it is tough. But you got to remember, Digne's ban got changed to 1 match. So he'll be back for the United match, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be back. Richarlison will be back soon. I think it's either this week or next week or the week after. And James, we don't know his severity of his injury. That's the hardest part. But at the end of the day, I like Harry Kane, period. So I think you going... Camera, what out? So I think you going from Semedo and DCL to Kilman and Kane, on paper, it looks really good. I'm actually a fan of that move. Very, very, very Tom Cruise move there. Very Top Gun move. That's what I'm going to start to use. I'm going to change it from Maverick to Top Gun. I like that. Risky move. It is a risky move, but we'll see if it pays off. Oh, yeah, and Seamus Coleman's out, too. I keep forgetting to mention him. I've heard Castagna has a hamstring injury till after... Serious? I heard Castagna has a hamstring injury and he'll be out till after international duty. If that's true, can someone fact check that for me? Wilbur just said that. If that's the case, Sana, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I hope I am. If that's the case, Castagna is the one to go. I would switch out Castagna for Chilwell if Castagna is out with a hamstring injury. Don't do something stupid and make a transfer at midnight. Yeah, I think well, I feel like I'm in a good place because lately I'm trying to get back onto like a good sleeping schedule for when I start grad school here in a few months. And so I'm putting my phone and not looking at it after like 9 o'clock. So after 9 o'clock, my phone's nowhere near me. It's already like, I charge it and I put it under my bed. That's mainly because so when the alarm goes off, I really have to move around and really grab it. And so my phone is under my bed from 9 o'clock afterwards. So maybe that's so let's hope I don't make a transfer after midnight. But again, I mean, Friday... Well, it's not a Friday night either, and that does help. Because usually Friday nights are my wibbly-wobbly and listening to Rihanna time. So, I mean, all those factors in, I don't know if I'm going to make a transfer at midnight this week. Because that has definitely been my Achilles heels. I transferred in Gareth Bale instead of Son at midnight for some reason. Great mistake I made, isn't it? Sykes has never been dropped no matter what. Yeah, what? Because he plays anywhere in defense. He's played for them in the past 2 years, so Sykes is more nailed than Kilman, and Sykes has been consistent. I agree. I think Sykes definitely it's his spot to lose. And there's just a lot of speculation going on right now, especially because of that sub to bring in Marcel. But I think that was more because Sykes was preparing for the week as a left wing back, and Kilman was as a left center back, and so they kind of just left in Kilman. My speculation there. I think Sykes is more nailed. My biggest concern, though, is Kilman has looked great since entering the starting lineup. That's my only concern. Again, I still think it's Sykes to lose, But Kilman has given Nuno more than enough to really make him scratch his head over this move. So that's my big concern with Seiss moving forward. But again, Kilman looks great. And for me, I bought him at 4 mil, so it wasn't much of a risk. You know what I mean? But I really like Kilman. And if is there any Wolverhampton fans on here? Can you help me out on this? Because again, I'm not a Wolverhampton fan. But again, I think there's a lot. Sorry. I got an update about some life stuff real quick. Let me just read a text. Okay, so things are good. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I still think Seiss is good moving forward. I still think Kilman has to do more than what he's done to really earn that starting role. If anything, they'll switch in and out between them two. But if I was Kilman as a person, as an athlete, I would be pumped knowing that I have a great opportunity to really seal some playing time moving forward. As an FPL owner, it's we're in limbo right now, man. Let's see. Yeah, Alex says, yeah, after seeing the Salah stats, I'm reconsidering, plus the clean sheet potential, but definitely a tough week's pick. Yeah, this is a couple weeks in a row. There's a lot of great captaincy options. It's tough, man. Yeah, it's tough. Strategically, I might go Harry Kane just because. I'm already getting. See, I'm not even 30 years old. I'm getting gray in my beard, man. Shout out George Clooney. Thank you, George Clooney, for making gray in your beard look sexy, so I don't have to worry about getting gray in my beard. But it's definitely a tough call, man. Salah does have that clean sheet potential against West Ham, especially if Antonio is out. But it's tough, man. Salah did rest midweek. I know. Has anyone heard? He was limping off the match, but I don't think that's anything concerning. I think a lot of athletes do that after a match even if it's just like a little muscle cramp or whatnot. Salah took a pen while Milner was on the pitch. Yeah, Salah's getting the penalties. Period. I think that just solidified it. Wilbur, I think you're right. Milner was on the pitch. Salah took the pen. Salah earned the pen too. So it's hard for me to really I can't put penalties in here because Kane and Salah both have penalties. But what I'm really looking forward to right now is in the Europa match today. I really want to see what Gareth Bale does, and if Gareth Bale can really enter into this lineup, because right now he's starting for Tottenham, if I'm not mistaken. Does anyone have those stats right now? What time do they play? Let me check real quick. I don't know if I have where Europa's on my phone. But yeah, it's a tough call. I might pick Harry Kane strictly because he's been on better form to start the season. I think that for the first 6 game weeks, he has been a better. I don't want to say a better player, but as far as FPL goes, he's been better. There we go, Europa. Leicester's up 2-0 at halftime from a penalty from Jamie Vardy. And where are we at? Tottenham are down 1-0. Whoa. Tottenham are down 1-0 to Royal Antwerp. Royal Antwerp are beating him. Yeesh. Yeah, I really want to see what Gareth Bale can do in that match, man. All right, where am I at? I'm behind on comments. I'll really catch up. Next comment was halftime Spurs down 1-0. Thanks, Matthew. I should have kept rating. I should have trusted y'all. Yeah, halftime Spurs down 1-0. That's crazy. Reguilon starting too, right? I want to know how Reguilon and Gareth Bale both do. Okay, so Wilbur's a Chelsea fan, and he says Zuma. This is for Sana. I really hope I'm saying your name right. In one of those two pronunciations I did. Zuma is Chelsea's best center back, so he'll always play there next to Silva. There you go. I heard it from a Chelsea fan himself. So it looks like Zuma and Thiago Silva would be that center back role. Will Azpilicueta then rotate at right back, or they might go to that 3-man back line and throw Azpilicueta in that right center back role and put Reece James on the wing? Is that what they might do? I know we talked about that, and you said they might go 3-man back line for bigger squads. But I like Zuma as a player too. I think Zuma's a good, and he's only 5 mil, if I'm not mistaken, so a cheaper option to get into that Chelsea defense. Good chance to get a couple goals. He's a good chance at bonus points. Another fan in Alex says, Chelsea fan, he thinks Zuma's looking set in the Chelsea starting 11. So you've heard it from 2 witnesses, 2 Chelsea supporters, that Zuma's going to be in their starting 11. So that's better than anything I can say. I would take their word more than I'd take my word. Zuma's in, and again, Zuma's a great player. If you're looking at a cheaper option to bring into that squad, and you don't want to bring in Mendy as your goalkeeper, Zuma's a great option. I hope you're still online, Sana. Yeah, you are. Cool. So Sana asked later in the chat, I zoom forward a little bit, but since we're on Chelsea, she wants to know whether to go Zuma or Chilwell. I would say if you had more money for Chilwell, I would go with Chilwell. But if you're lacking funds, I think there's like a 0.7 difference in between them. If you're lacking funds, go Zuma. But if you have the money, Chilwell I think is a great option. And now, I'm really behind on comments. I got to catch up. Talking about Andre 3000 really got me going there, didn't it? I think when I was talking about making a podcast, my buddy Dylan, the one I talk about, he also talked about making like a soccer channel, kind of something similar to what like F2 do, but obviously we're not that technically sound. We're not that good. We just like to have fun. So we thought about making our own like soccer channel just so we can do like soccer challenges, soccer games, or football challenges, football games, just different football stuff. And we called it like, what's it called? It was going to be like a hip hop and soccer infused channel. But that's one of our side projects we're working on right now. And Dylan, if you're listening, we got to get this going, man. I think the first thing we did was dizzy penalties, and I have that edited on my camera right now. I just haven't launched it yet. We're almost done editing. But that was going to be our channel. It was going to be like a soccer or football and hip hop infused channel. I'm super excited about it. But let's see. Behind on comments. I'm a Chelsea fan. Okay. Dan Clark says, "Have you got any thoughts on Partey?" Partey as an FPL asset, I don't think he's that good of an FPL asset. But as far as a player, big fan. I really like him a lot. I think he's going to come into this Arsenal squad and really, because right now I think Arsenal are missing I don't want to say a solid midfield, but I want to say their midfield's really struggling because their defense looks good. They still have a Bumyang up top. They have Lacazette's still a good striker. I know he's not the best striker in the world. But I can see it on my camera right here. It tells me when it's coming on, so you can predict it. But Partey, I think he's going to really come in and do wonders for Arsenal. I think his presence is going to be well known when he gets more playing time. Let's see. Do I bring Zuma in? Oh, you're asking Alex that. Let's let Alex answer that. Let's see. Plus, he speaks French and is the only one that does. So he's the only one that can speak same language as Silva. That's a great point. That is a great point. Silva's been playing for PSG for quite some time, and I think I read an article that was talking about how Thiago Silva couldn't really communicate his first match with Chelsea because he doesn't speak the best English, and so he couldn't communicate all that well. So if that's the case, and Zuma can speak French, man, that's almost a no-brainer. So you can have some good chemistry there. So you can have a green link in between your center backs. For Cresswell, Castagna is out. So yeah, going back to you, Shana, I would switch out Castagna straight to Chilwell if Castagna is really out. If that's two people who have said Castagna is out. Evans is out also. Yeah, rough, man. That's rough. But yeah, I would definitely switch to Chilwell. I mean, you can even go like here. Kobe is talking about Cresswell. Let me see. Bring Zuma in for Cresswell. But for me personally, if I were you, Sana, I would just switch Castagna out for Chilwell. It would be an easy transfer for me to make. They're about the same price range. You would still be able to have 2 free transfers going into next week. And Chilwell playing against Burnley is an incredible option. Yeah, Evans out. That hurts, man. Let's see. Castagna's out. Is Ndidi still out for a while too? And you have Ricardo Pereira out. Man, Leicester, man. Leicester's still playing well, even though they're... Shout out to their manager one time. Great system there. Yeah, but also look at other options at that price range, but I think he is a solid pick. Alex is saying that. Yeah, $5 million. There's a lot of good at 5.1 mil. Like, I still think Cresswell is a good sleeper pick. Let's see. I'll consider him as it worth the hit. I don't know if a defender is worth the hit unless you're yeah, I don't know if a defender is ever worth the hit. This is a side conversation I'm kind of jumping into with Kobe and Alex, but a defender is hard to take, worth to bring in for a hit. But if you know me and you know my channel, I just say do it. Shout out Shia LaBeouf, just do it. But if it's for the long term, I don't know, man. It's tough. Castagna is really out. He's been said. Johnny Evans and Castagna are out. Yeah, so easy switch. Castagna out, Chilwell in my opinion. I would wait until free transfer personally. Okay, back to Alex and Kobe. I say Bale is playing. Yeah, Bale is starting from what I'm hearing. Right, Bale starting. How's he looking? Is anyone watching the match? I haven't been able, obviously I've been streaming, so I haven't been able to have my eye on any match. If I could, I would have like a TV here so I could watch and stream at the same time. Except for I was gonna say I could have done the live stream for El Clasico, but yeah, man. I'm glad I didn't live stream El Clasico. You guys would have seen you would have seen a very sad Don, man. Eating a bagel, drinking coffee, because it was like 7 in California time. This season, okay, Gracey says this season everyone has almost the same lineups with Son, Kane, DCL, and Chilwell. It is becoming incredibly template. I think we're going to see a big change here in the next 2 game weeks when fixtures start swinging, because United's attack United's schedule gets a lot better. City assets might become more viable now that KDB's back. Aguero might return I don't know exactly his timetable, but Jesus will be coming back soon-ish, more ish than soon. And Spurs get a lot tougher. Everton's gets a lot tougher, and so I think we're going to see a real switch here in template. But you're right, a lot of people have the same DCL, Kane, Son. I think even going into that Monday match, I was seeing that, like, if you didn't have Son, if you didn't captain Son and you only had Son, you barely saw a green arrow when he scored 11 points. Like, it was like the tiniest green arrow, because everybody, like, look what his ownership is right now. 57% own Son and 57% own DCL. And so those two I think same thing for Hamas, or 38%, so it's a little lower. But so many people own those two players. I want to break away from it, but at the same time, if they score, they score. It's tough. Yes, Moldy, welcome back, Moldy. It's good to have you here. Welcome back. We were just talking about some Wolverhampton fans, getting some input from some Wolverhampton fans, and up comes Gandalf at the end of Two Towers. Yeah, everyone, it's becoming very template, that front line. I want to break away from it so bad, but as long as they're playing well, it's hard for me to do so, you know? I'm here just lurking as I am doing some studying. I think it's very much up in the air. Also, what are you studying, Moldy? I'm always curious of what... I think, actually, did we talk about this last time? I think we did. Yeah, we did. Much in the air. Nuno doesn't give much away. Seiss got sent off last season versus Palace, and Zaha gave him the runaround. Ooh, that's right. Zaha is incredibly fast and great with the ball. And the home game, Seiss was benched, and then Donker played center back, so maybe Kilman stays in. Nuno trusts Seiss, though, and he played in all our big games and is far more experienced. That's true. Experience goes a long way. So the tougher fixtures, I think Seiss stays in. It's a wait and see, though. So you heard it there from a Wolverhampton fan, Wolverhampton supporter. So what it sounds like is maybe Kilman plays this week and gets everyone excited, but it's mainly just because he's facing a Crystal Palace squad with Zaha. But it sounds like even from Wolverhampton fans, we're not even Wolverhampton fans aren't entirely sure what's going to happen with Seiss and with Kilman, which only for me speaks testaments on how good both of them are, but or how both of them have been playing. But it's tough because as a manager, you almost say if you're flipping a coin, you go with experience, right? That's probably one of the bigger factors. But you heard it there from Wolverhampton fan. Even a Wolverhampton fan doesn't know who's going to start the next few game weeks, Seiss or Kilman. But it's something to definitely keep an eye on moving forward. And I don't want to say keep an eye on as far as like see what the lineups come on. I'm talking like I really want to see how they play too. Because if Kilman starts this week and he does not look good, I think it advantage Seiss and vice versa. Obviously, it's still one game week and a lot to go, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on those two. Let's see. Because it's tough. Because if Seiss going back to FPL, this is an FPL channel. If Seiss does start if he does keep that starting spot, I don't know if I would have him in the future because their run of fixtures get really tough. Also, we talked about this last time, Moldy, how Wolverhampton are off to a bad start, but this is their best start they've had ever, right, in the Prem. They're still in the top 6 right now, even though they're not playing their best run of football. But this is why I wouldn't bring in Seiss if I wouldn't keep Seiss in the future if he does play, because he got Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, United going forward. So, but if Kilman's at 4.2 right now and he starts, then I would have him in my squad. All right, enough about Seiss and Kilman. It's at the end of the day, no one knows. Let's see, Zuma or Chilwell. I did talk about that one earlier. Sorry, I didn't answer that. I would go Chilwell if I had money, Zuma if I didn't. You also need to factor in that Kane got less points per goal, etc., so he needs to score more than Salah, Son to beat them, and doesn't pick up a clean sheet point. Yeah, it's true. He doesn't pick up that clean sheet point. That's at 1 point, turns into 2 if you got him captained. Salah, yeah, he gets that less point per goal. But the only thing, I know that's a lot to say, because points are more favored for midfielders to score than it is for forwards to score or get an assist, and rightfully so. But I think, yeah, it's giving me such a headache just debating between the two. Can you see everybody here? Scroll up like that. Yeah, you see everybody. Cool. No doubt. Yeah, it's so tough to say, man. Kane does get one less point than goals, so even with the bonus points factor, I think if Kane scores and Salah scores, I think Salah would be more apt to get in the 3 bonus points. I don't know exactly how bonus points work. I don't know if anyone really does. Aubameyang got a red card and came away with 3 bonus points. Bruno Fernandes missed a penalty and came away with 3 bonus points. Yeah, Danny Ings loses 3 points because he got a yellow card. So it's tough, man, but I think that is a big factor. And I think Son's the highest scoring player in FPL, and he has the most goals right now. At the end of the day, I think there are worse options or worse headaches in FPL than deciding who to captain between Salah, Kane, and Son. It's a blessing to have that problem, but it's tough, man. It's tough. I think Azpilicueta will be rotating at. Okay, so Alex, another Chelsea fan, says thinks Azpilicueta will be rotating at right back, and went 5 at the back. Camera. My voice gets really high when I scream camera right now. Let's see. I think Azpilicueta will be rotating at right back, and when 5 at the back, he'll be playing right center back. Okay, I think so too. From what I've seen, I think you're right. I mean, I back you up on that. Obviously, you know more than I do. You're a Chelsea supporter, but that's a hard thing too, because Reece James looks good, man. I really like Reece James, man. He's a great player. It's just the playing time for me that makes me concerned, because you can't bench Azpilicueta. This dude is essentially your skipper. He's a good player. He does everything right. He has a shirt tucked in all the time, which is a sign of doing all the right things, I guess. All the little things, you know what I mean? But definitely I never tucked my shirt in when I played. Unless they were grabbing my jersey all the time, then I had to. But that's tough. That's why I would go, Chilwell, Zoom. That's why I don't necessarily say I would go Reece James, because if Reece James is in, he's giving you incredible opportunity to get attacking returns in. And right now, Chelsea's defense looks good. Their fixtures look good. But I don't want to live with that headache of the same thing as Mahrez. Are they going to play? Are they not going to play? It's too much of a headache for me to have. We'll play 4-3-3, not 3-4-3. Yeah, I think so. You can even play that 4-2-3-1, right? Where you have Conte and Jorginho kind of playing that pivot spot, if I'm not mistaken. From what I have seen, at least. Speaking of you two, is it a good time to bring in Pulisic right now, or should I wait another week or two? Because right now my plan, I don't know if it's my plan, but one of the options I'm looking forward to in the next, after this deadline, so next week, is going to be bringing in Pulisic. Somehow, some way, I'm going to find a way to bring him in. How do you think he looked in his Champions League match yesterday? Yesterday? Yeah, 2 days ago, whatever it was. I want to bring in Pulisic, but I also don't want to miss a lot of me says Pulisic isn't on form yet, don't bring him in. But a lot of me says Pulisic is kind of a guy that, same thing as like Bamford last week. I know Bamford looked like he's getting a lot of shots off before last week, but Pulisic is a guy who can score 2 goals any given week, no matter how he's playing. And now suddenly everyone's jumping on him, and he's jumping in price, jumping in selection, and I've lost a bit of my differential. I really need to look up Magnus Carlsen's team. I wonder if he still has him. But let's see. Thank you. On a side note, thank you everyone for commenting and being active in this chat, man. I appreciate all of you guys' support and all your guys' activity here in this stream. I thank you guys a lot. Everyone who's commented, everyone who's been here, thank you. Where do y'all watch Premier League online without lag? So in America, we have it's on DirecTV, which is a satellite here, but the games that aren't on that are on a streaming service called Peacock. It's a lot like Hulu or Netflix or whatnot. You got to pay like $5 a month. And I was reading, it's only an America thing, but I was reading that there's a way that you can kind of disguise your location and disguise your location so they don't know where you're at. So you just assume you're America. So you can have Peacock TV where you can watch the live stream and there's no lag and it's like $5 a month for those that don't want to pay $15 to watch one match. But again, I don't know the content. This video might be taken off of YouTube because I said that, but that's where I watch mine personally. But again, Will, thank you so much for showing up, man. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate your activity in here. Thank you so much. And have a great weekend. I hope you get a green arrow. Hope you get a big green arrow this weekend. Alex says he's goal or Total Sport Tech. That's where he watches his streams. There's a lot of stuff out there. Let's see. And then Gracey says, yeah, I use both, but still lag sometimes. I guess lag is normal since it's not live. Yeah, lag's tough, man. I know. I think my stream, I don't know. Lagging is definitely something that is rough. But if that's what you got to do to watch a game, I guess that's what you got to do in it. Sana says, Castagna to Chilwell and Mopé to Bamford. That's what I was thinking this week with 0.5 in the bank. That's a great look. I mean, Bamford looks really good. Obviously got a hattie last week. He's averaging like 4.5 shots per game. He's like fourth highest in the Prem in shots per 90, fourth highest in shots on target per 90, fourth highest, fifth highest in expected goal involvement per 90. Leeds are second in the Prem in shots in the box, only behind Liverpool. So he's a great option, and he looks like, I was really nervous because I thought Rodrigo might come and steal his starting striker gig, but it looks like he's nailed it down for now, and I think that's a good shout. Bringing in Chilwell himself, I think is great, and I'm not the biggest Mopé fan, and it'll save you 0.5 to bring in Bamford instead. So I think that's a good option. Bruno or Rashford against Arsenal? Ooh, I'm more of a Bruno fan in FPL. I think Bruno is just going to be the guy that gets you. He's going to average like 7 points per match this season, and he's only like 10.5. But Rashford, I think I talked about this early in the stream. Rashford has scored 5 goals his last 4 matches. So in those he scored in three of those matches. He got a hattie this weekend or yesterday. He scored against PSG and he scored against, was it Newcastle? But Rashford is not scared to score against the big squads. My biggest concern is, I think even yesterday, I'll double check this real quick. When he got subbed in, I think he still came in as a striker. Let's see, where's the Tottenham match at right now? Tottenham are still down 1-0. Tottenham's still down 1-0. Leicester gave up a goal. They're up 2-1 against Athens. Any other Premier League going in Europa? Nope. All right, so if I go to Premier League, because again, that's my big concern with not Premier League, Champions League. My big concern with Rashford at that striker role, I think he is incredible, and I think he's a great buy. Especially again, he performs against big squads too, so he's not scared of the moment. There's United, because he came in. They were playing 2 strikers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he came in for Greenwood, right? I think he came in for Greenwood, or did Cavani? I don't know who it was. You'll have to double check that. Any United fans? But I'm nervous because you still have Cavani who can play that striker role. Martial's back. He might come in that striker role. He might go to right wing. But for me personally, I would go Bruno Fernandes. If I didn't have the cash, Rashford is still a great pick. And a good differential because I don't know how many people own Rashford at the moment. Should I look it up? Yeah, let me look it up. Because he's a forward, so I don't know how many. You'd be breaking the template curve. Oh, he's a mid. He's a mid, sorry. He's 8% selected right now. 8% selected. He scored in 3 of his last 4 competitive matches. So I think it's a good pick. He is 9.5, so a bit hefty. But again, he's a 1 mil cheaper than Bruno Fernandes is. So if you want to save some cash and not go for Bruno, there's your in. I'm a bit behind. Man, I'm really behind. 14 minutes behind on comments. I'm sorry. I'll catch you up. All right. Should I bring in Foden or Click? Click's more nailed on than Foden is. Foden is a rotational risk. City haven't looked that good attacking-wise, but Foden still has. He's still come away with some attacking returns. Again, Click has a tougher schedule moving forward. A pretty tough schedule. They have... Go to Strike here. He'll let me know. They have Leicester this week, Crystal Palace, a decent one next week, Arsenal, Everton, Chelsea. He's on penalties, Click is. So you have a chance for him to get some penalties. He's, I think, like $1 million cheaper than Foden. I like Foden better as a player, but Foden rotates in and out, so... it's just the rotation thing that worries me with Foden. And he's only 6.5, so it's okay if he does rotate. But I just hate the headache of, is he going to start, is he not going to start? It's hard for me to answer that one, too. I'm sorry. There's some that I just don't feel good answering, and the Foden versus Click is definitely one of them. Let's see. Moldy commented, points-wise, we're doing well. Performance-wise, not so well. We are ticking over. We are not exciting to watch, but we have players who can make things happen. I think we'll have a good season, though. But that's a good thing, is that good teams, when they're not playing, like, look at Liverpool last season. Liverpool had not a lot of games, but they had games where it was like, I don't want to say the one against Wolverhampton, but that's definitely one that happened, where it's like they're not playing well, they're not doing what they need to be doing, but they still found a way to squeeze out a victory. I think it's the same thing with Wolverhampton. I think it's a sign of a championship, or maybe not championship squad, but a really, really good squad, is that when you're not playing well, you still find a way to win. And I think that's Wolverhampton right now. They're not clicking offensively moving forward. They do not look that good. You're right. They're not the most exciting team to watch right now, but they're still finding a way to win, and that's huge, which makes me excited about them, knowing that they do have that next level, that next tier that they can get to. So once they start clicking moving forward, and once they start gelling as that squad, I think Wolverhampton are in for another good season. It's just they really need to get things clicking now. They can't keep their form right now and continue pushing off these 1-0 victories. You know what I mean? And I like Wolverhampton a lot. I'm a fan of how they're coaching the camera. I really got to reach for that camera. Aubameyang's having a bad season. He is. It's just Arsenal aren't really getting things moving forward. I still expect Aubameyang to have a good season by the end of things. I still expect him to have double-digit goals, but everyone was saying Aubameyang was essential. I can't believe he's a midfielder. I'm going to have him in my squad forever. And he's just been struggling to start the season, man. But yeah, Aubameyang is having a tough season. I hope he turns it around, because, again, I'm a big fan of Aubameyang. Ever since FIFA 17, when he was for Dortmund and had 96 pace and his card wasn't that expensive. And that was back in the days when FIFA had a bit OP, overpowered pace. And so you have a fast striker, you get behind anybody, and Aubameyang was my man. But I hope he turns around. But again, he is having a tough season to start. Yeah, Reece James. That's the thing too, is if Aubameyang starts clicking, a lot of people, even then, I don't know how many people are going to go to him, because you still have Salah, you still have Mane, you still have KDB, Son and Kane right now. So I don't know how many people would even switch to Aubameyang if that happens. But yeah, I hope he turns around. Alba's not scored since he signed his contract. Did he sign? He must have. So he scored game week 1, right? Has he not scored since game week 1? For real? That's crazy. He's down to 11-7. 7-11. Isn't that a Beyonce song? I know she's 7-11. No, how's it go? 7-11, Beyonce song. Anyway, shout out Beyonce one time. Yeah, he hasn't scored since game week 1 against Fulham. What's his longest dry spell in Premier League history, or in his Premier League history? Because he scored 22 goals the last 3 seasons combined. It was 17-18, including his Bundesliga days. Dang. What's his run of fixtures? United next, Villa, Leeds, Wolverhampton, Tottenham. Man. That's... come on, Obbs. You got this, bruv. That's a terrible London accent. I apologize. Apologize to all my Brixton fans out there. Let's see. Werner might score. Werner could easily score. It's hard for me not to have Werner in my squad, but he's so expensive, and I'd rather be spending the money elsewhere, personally, and there's some good budget striker options out there that can not cover, but that are going to score, so it's hard for me to get Werner. But Werner, I still think Werner is good moving forward. He's having a tough start to the season. He only scored in that one game, but I still like Timo Werner, man. And now that Pulisic is clicking, I don't think Ziyech is starting this weekend. I think I saw that he's not going to be included in the squad, if I'm not mistaken. Help me out, Alex and Wilbur, if you're still here. I don't know if Ziyech is going to be playing, but actually I think that's in a little bit. Raven says, if you're in the UK, use He's Goal to stream. Let's see, Alex says, I'm thinking Pulisic. Yeah, Werner can score any given weekend. Any given weekend. And every time he does, it's going to make me upset because I don't have him in my squad, man. No, I would not be upset. I'd be happy for him. Let's see. I'm thinking Pulisic or Ziyech, but just going to wait a game week or two. Franco's playing him out of position, so hopefully we'll get him back out left. Yeah, why? He's been doing that a lot lately, huh? Ziyech looks like Duke could drop dimes. He's an incredible passer. I've said it before on my other streams. I'll say it forever. Ziyech is not scared to make any pass. If he's at midfield and he's looking at Pulisic running on the complete other side, and he's looking up, he says, I can make that pass, and he's gonna do it. And the crazy thing is it's probably gonna be on target. If Ziyech is on his left foot, and I was on his squad, I would make a run at any given time. I don't want to say Steve Nash. If you watch basketball, I feel like it's a bit too soon, but a lot like Steve Nash, to where if I'm in the right spot, Ziyech is going to be looking for me. Ziyech is an incredible passer, man. I'm excited to see what he can do in the Prem, and I hope he gets more playing time at that right wing spot. Hi, Don. What's up, Ali? Welcome. The Baklava guy again. Yeah. Welcome back, man. Long time. Maybe not a long time, but good to see you back. What do I think about, side note, speaking of Baklava, my neighbor was born and raised in Pakistan, and their mom made me curry. They brought me over curry right before I did the stream. Pumped isn't even the right word. Grateful for one. I'm freaking grateful. That is such a blessing to have them bring that over. I can't believe it. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to eating curry after this. Let's see. And she said she'll make it a little spicy for me, so I'm excited, man. Yeah, anyway. What do I think about Sterling and Trossard out for Ziyech and Rashford? I think Ziyech, if I'm not mistaken, Ziyech is out this weekend. I think I read that. I don't know. It was something that happened right before the stream happened, so I'm not entirely sure. But I'll wait to see. Personally, I would like to wait and see about Ziyech. But, I mean, you're trading out Sterling, who is good, who can score double-digit hauls any week. But Trossard, I don't think so. So you're essentially getting two players for the price of one. And Rashford looks great as his fixtures turn in game week 9. And so I'm a big fan of bringing in a United player here in the next coming game weeks. He's not scared to score against the big squads. So I'm a fan of bringing in Rashford. My biggest concern is Ziyech, and is he going to be getting the playing time that he is? Again, I would need to look into Ziyech a little bit more. But I like Ziyech as a player. If he can get playing time, I'd be a big fan of that move. And I hope you're having a good week too. Thank you, man. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate that. Hopefully that answered. Again, Ziyech is going to pass. I think he's going to get a lot of assists this year if he gets playing time. He's on corners, if not Chilwell. When he was on the pitch, when I saw him on the pitch, he was on corners. He's going to be on set pieces because his left foot is so good. I know Havertz is good too, but Ziyech is so good, man. And if that Chelsea attack starts clicking, people are going to want to double up on them fast. Let's see. I got 38 last game week, still first in my league. You must have had a great first game week, man. But again, a lot of people scored low last week. I know the average is like 45, 48, something like that. But a lot of that was due to Bamford. Cool, yeah. Let's see. My mates are catching up to me fast with 20-point differential. Oh, don't let them catch up. Let's see. Robertson. So you got Martinez in goal. You got Robertson, Konsa, Chilwell, Bruno, Grealish, Salah, Jorginho, Jimenez, Kane, DCL in my squad. I want to take a -4 for Son and a Chelsea player. Who should I remove? Maybe I'd probably get rid of Konsa. I don't know if a double Villa defense is necessarily something that I would like, but you already have Chilwell back there. But again, Konsa's a good player, and Villa do have a good run of fixtures coming up. They've had a good defense to start, minus maybe the anomaly last weekend. But for me, I'd probably look at moving out Konsa maybe. But again, he's a good price, good player, good team. Bruno, Grealish, Salah, Jorginho. Part of me wants to say Jorginho, but he is on penalties, and this Chelsea attack could really start clicking. Jimenez, Kane, DCL. You want to take a -4 hit? All right, take it. So to bring in Son, you would. I'm assuming you would want to get rid of. Who would you want to get rid of in your midfield? I think that'd be the biggest move, because then I wouldn't have to. Then I would be able to know who to get rid of. You can get rid of Jimenez and bring in like Antonio or Bamford. Even though Jimenez has been scoring, Wolverhampton's attack has not been pretty to watch. That could be your move to bring in Son. You can get rid of. I don't know if I would get rid of Bruno. I like Bruno, but you could get rid of Bruno and just drop him to Son and upgrade. I don't know. Personally, just looking at your squad, it's hard for me to really say because I don't have your squad. And so it at the end of the day, it's got to be your decision, your gut feeling. But my suggestion, maybe Jimenez I would drop out to be able to facilitate funding Son. But I still like Jimenez, man. I still like him. Is this a good game week to use your wild card? It all depends on your squad. If your squad is in desperate need of help, like for me personally, I would have liked to hold my wild card for either game week 8 or 9 or game week 15 when double game weeks get announced and blanks get announced, stuff like that. But I think the ideal time from what I've seen is, again, 8 or 9 or 15, 16, whatever the end is for the first wild card. Because come game week 8 and 9, you're going to see a lot of teams flip in fixtures. You're going to see United have a really good run of fixtures. You're going to see City have a decent run of fixtures. Tottenham are going to get really tough. Everton's are going to get really tough. And so you're going to see a lot of people or a lot of big name, high profile players switch. So I think you're going to see a lot more Bruno Fernandes, a lot more Marcus Rashford. You're going to see a lot less Son and Harry Kane, a lot less DCL. And a lot more Antonio if he stays healthy. And so without having to look at your squad, the prime time would probably be in those my camera would probably be in game week 9 or later. But again, if you're like, for me last week, 2 weeks ago, I was saying I don't know if I should wildcard. I don't know if I should wildcard. And then I really broke down my team and who I would change, and I made 12 changes. So I was in desperate need of a wildcard, so I had to use mine early. But obviously, if you can hold it out for longer, it's good. But it's all depending on your squad. I hate to say that. It sounds like a bit of a cop out for me, but that would be my suggestion. This is the first season of Aubameyang went 4 games without scoring since joining the league. Since joining the league, this is the first time. Whoa. That's huge. See, how many shots is he getting? Should I look it up right now? Let me look up how many shots Aubameyang's, or how Aubameyang's doing right now as far as that category goes. I should probably go to assistant manager. Let me go to assistant manager. It's a better screen. This is cleaner for the eyes. Let's see, Arsenal, Aubameyang. Willian has outscored Aubameyang, and Willian only played in 2 games? Wow. So right now Aubameyang is getting off 4, 5, 6, 8 divided by 6. He's getting less than 2 shots off per game. Aubameyang is getting less than 2 shots per game right now. Eesh. And less than, 4, 5, 7. He's getting off barely 1 attempted assist per game and less than 2 shots per game. This is bad for Aubameyang. This does not look good for him. His underlining stats aren't backing him up. His actual stats aren't backing him up. That's just not a good look. And Tottenham are still down 1-0 at 83rd minute. First time since he joined the league he hasn't scored for you. Alex, I'm telling you, you're really becoming a great statistician for me here, man. I appreciate you helping me out here. This is incredible. Man, you're really getting some MVP type stuff here in the chat, Alex. Let's see. Kobe says, I'm hoping Donny plays against Arsenal because he was bossing the midfield. Yeah, I'm such a big Van de Beek fan. I don't know why he hasn't been playing. What time is that game, by the way? That's gonna be a big game. 8:30 on Sunday, California time. Yeah, I don't know what Van de Beek is a great player, and you guys haven't. I don't know if you've been like kind of just waiting to bring him along to start him as far as United goes. If anyone's a United supporter, but I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a great player. He's very attacking. He goes box to box. He does all the little things. I'm just a big fan of his game. And I hope he gets to play more, and I hope he gets to see him get more action in Premier League. And if that United game and Arsenal match, I would like to see Partey play, and I would like to see Van de Beek get a lot of playing time. And as far as FPL wise goes, I would like to see Cavani start. Get out of here, mosquito coming in. Let's see. Waiting to see when they both start consecutively. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Hey Don, Trent to Chilwell or Jimenez to Bamford? I would go Trent to Chilwell. I still think Jimenez is a good player. I know a lot of people were jumping off of him. I jumped off of him, but it was mainly to get Harry Kane in and use the funds to switch that. I hate giving suggestions because at the end of the day, it's got to be what you feel. I know that sounds lame, but in my opinion, if this was my squad I was looking at, I like Trent a lot, but that fund down to Chilwell, I think that saves you like almost $2 million, and that's a lot that you could do with that $2 million. There's a lot you could do with that $2 million. Like even if you went Trent to Chilwell, you could upgrade Jimenez to Harry Kane. You know what I mean? If you don't have Harry Kane, but that $2 million goes a long way, and I don't think Chilwell at this moment. It doesn't seem like Chilwell is going to be far off, or even he might even do better than Trent does this whole season with Van Dijk out. Trent did look good midweek, so it's hard to really say. And I know there's always being scared of Trent getting a mega haul because he's been close. Like 2 weeks ago, he had a goal he had a free kick that was saved by a great save by Ramsdale. Then he had a corner that was another great save by Ramsdale. And last week he had an assist that got taken away. And he gets an assist, he gets a goal, he's getting 3 bonus points or at least 2 bonus points. So it's hard to really move on, but Jimenez still has a good run of fixtures these next 2 matches before I would move him out. Bamford has that's tough. Personally, that's what I would say, but again, I still like Trent and I still like Jimenez. But again, that $2 million goes a long way. Ziyech played midweek. Yeah, he played yesterday. How did he do yesterday? Again, I didn't get a chance to watch the match. I didn't even watch the highlights yet. I really need to watch those. Will I get kicked out of YouTube if I watch YouTube on my YouTube stream? Like if I put it on the screen, will I get kicked off? Let's see. Because I kind of want to just watch the matches. If that was the case, I could show you guys like this is what this was Salah's goal that got taken away. That'd be dope. A little bit of some film sesh, I guess, or some highlight reels. Anyway, Amon says Mane and Saint Max or Grealish and Zaha. Would you captain Mane if you brought him in? If you brought in Mane, would you captain him? I'm not the biggest Saint Maximin fan. I'm not the biggest ASM fan, but I'm a big Rihanna fan and a big Anderson .Paak fan. Let's see. St. Max, his schedule, if I'm not mistaken, gets really good here, or gets good. Everton, Southampton, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Villa. So a decent run of fixtures. I guess we'll go back to my squad. If I was captaining Mane, I would do it. I think Grealish and Zaha are still good options together. I think they're definitely hit and miss, but they can definitely score big time for you. And if Grealish or Zaha score, they're probably going to get bonus points for how talisman-like they are on their squad. But yeah, it all depends on what you do with. I don't know if I would go St. Max. I might even switch it out for somebody else. Even Lookman for Fulham, save you point. I don't know how much it would be, 0.4 at this moment. But if you captain Mane, I'm gonna see if you haven't commented. If you captain Mane, I think Mane and St. Max would be the way to go. Mane is looking like another great opportunity to start or get another great captaincy option this week. He will start against Burnley. Who will start against Burnley? Ziyech will start against Burnley. If Ziyech starts against Burnley, man, I am. Oh, okay, yeah. So that was your next comment. If Ziyech starts against Burnley, I'm excited as a Premier League fan. I'm excited as a football fan. I'm excited as a FPL fan. I'm excited. I really want to see what Ziyech can do starting full time with Werner up top, with Havertz as that cam position, with Pulisic on that left wing, with Chilwell. On paper, Chelsea's attack looks so good, and I don't think it'll be long before people start doubling up on Chelsea, myself included. Bring me Bring me Pulisic, please. Not seeing anything on Ziyech unavailable for Burnley. Okay. So it was just, I don't know where it was just a random tweet I saw literally right before I streamed, so I was super nervous about it. So it must have just been a fake tweet. But yeah, so Ziyech starts, man. Oh, I'm excited. Jorginho might be on penalties. I saw that. He missed the second penalty of the season the other night, and Werner took one after that. Probably not, but pressure on him with that now. Missing 2 penalties this season is definitely huge. I think would Havertz step in and take some penalties, Alex? Because I know Havertz has a really good record at pens. And Jorginho missing definitely hurts him. There's always I know Werner took one yesterday because as a manager you want to see like your striker score. It's almost like in basketball when you're not being able to score, you want to go to the free throw line and just get an easy shot up so you can see the ball hit the back of the net. Same thing as penalties. If Werner was struggling, and so maybe that's a way that they might be able to use him to take another penalty in the Prem to kind of get him accustomed to seeing the ball hit the back of the net, get him moving, get him going. But this is all speculation. But I know that's what I've seen happen in my time watching sports and being involved in sports. What chips do I have left? I still have everything but my wild card. I like to hold my triple captain and free hit, my free hit for either the double game weeks or in my mini leagues. I have a mini league where I have all my high school friends, all my high school teammates playing in. It's almost like our way that we can stay connected throughout the years. I think it's interesting. So I like to wait because we have a playoff at the end of the season. So we all like to hold our chips to the end so we can play them, so we can really hold some bragging rights. So it's almost more for bragging rights than overall ranking. Because last year I would have played it on Salah when he had that double game week and it would have got me 20 more points than the triple captain I played in the finals. But yeah, that's all. I have all the chips left except wild card. I wanted to hold the wild card for later, but my team was struggling so bad it was a necessity. A good defense I'm way too scared to hit that triple captain chip. I am way too nervous to use it. Way too nervous. I was too nervous to use my wild card, and my team was in desperate need. Let's see. What's a good defense? Gracey says, am I saying your name right? Gracey? Am I saying your name right? I hope I am. A good defense. If I'm not saying your name right, I apologize, and I'll do better to get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Shout out Bubba Sparks one time. Let's see. A good defense will be able to hold Son and Kane with the way they're playing now, or maybe Mourinho does not care about the Europa Cup. Yeah, I mean, Brighton, I know Son scored in that game and Kane came away with an assist, but Brighton played very well defensively in that match. They look like the Brighton of old, of last season. Tarkowski looked like he came in and really commanded that defense. So we're able to see a good defense really hold Son and Kane kind of in check. Let's look at how their stats did last week. Kane came away with... That's not Harry Kane. It always takes a second. 4 shots and 1 attempted assist, so a bit lower than his average. And Son had 2 shots, no attempted assists. So Burnley, stats-wise and eyeball test, kept Tottenham in check for the most part. That 1-0 defeat was definitely rough to have, but I agree, a good defense will do it, and that's why I'm looking to move them on come game week 9 when they really face some really tough competition. Let's see. I don't know if Mourinho cares about Europa Cup. I'm assuming he does, just because Tottenham haven't won a trophy, and I don't know. You can make the joke. Let's see. Stankonia came out 20 years ago, the last Outcast album, and I think that was the last time Tottenham came away with the trophy. Is that good? No. What are some other jokes I'd say? Rihanna dropped Pawn to Replay in 2005, about the same time Tottenham won their last trophy. I say that as a Tottenham fan. Shout out Alex Morgan. I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I really like Gareth Bale when he was there, and now that he's back. I like Clint Dempsey when he was there, obviously being an American, and I love Alex Morgan. So it's all good banter in it. I took out Vardy and Rodriguez for Hamas. I took out Vardy and Hamas for Jimenez and Rashford. What do you think? I'm a fan. I think Vardy, if he's not on penalties, is kind of tough to own at the moment. I know he had a goal last week that was just a beautiful cross, by the way. Classy finish by Jamie. He's still a good option, but 10 mil is a bit pricey for me. Jimenez for me it's hard because his Jimenez, is that real? I just read the last comment. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Jimenez gets a tough schedule in like 2 game weeks, and they're not playing the best going forward, so that one worries me a little bit, but at the end of the day, he still scores, and when he scores, he gets bonus points. Rashford, I like Rashford a lot. His schedule's really flipped in 2 game weeks, and he's on fire right now, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him score against Arsenal this week, even though Arsenal do have a good defense. I think it's a bit of a daring move, but I like it. I mean, it's definitely going against the grain a little bit, bringing in Rashford, but if Rashford scores, you're going to see a nice green arrow from it. They will kick me if I do that? Okay, I won't do that then. I don't want to be kicked. I definitely don't want to. I will not watch other YouTube videos while streaming then. If anyone wants to transfer a player in, should not only consider the current game week, but how the player will perform in the long run. I agree. For me personally, I try to look at least like 3 to 4 game weeks. Because you bring in someone for 2 game weeks, you're almost forcing yourself to make a transfer then. And you never know what's going to happen in the world of Premier League football. And so you might be forcing yourself to take a hit in 2 game weeks. So I agree. That's a great word of advice, Great G. I think that is, got to look for a longer term when bringing in some players. Because you might look at, like, for example, Mopé last week. I was thinking about him or Antonio. And Mopé was going to be a 1-week punt. And it would force me to bring back, like, Antonio or Bamford this week. So let me see. Probably Havertz or Werner. Going back to penalties. Probably Havertz or Werner, but it seems Werner has been more speculated on. And maybe it will help him get confidence up front and help his numbers, but not sure. I think, if anything, I think that's why Werner would get it over Havertz, just because Havertz honestly has been playing pretty well. I know he struggled the first couple game weeks, but it looks like he's really been coming onto his own, especially now that he's been playing his actual position and not at right wing, and more of a cam spot. But I think if I was Lampard and I get a penalty and Werner is good on penalties, I'm saying, hey, I want to get him going. Let's have him see him hit the ball, the back of the net, and see if we can get him going as a striker and get him some goals here going forward. Get his confidence up. I agree. I think that's the right move. Let's see. Tonight's Spurs game looked very messy. I hope they play better on the weekend. Great. Dang it. That's makes me nervous. Game over. Spurs 1-0. Oh boy. Let me see. I want to see their starting squad real quick. They lost to Antwerp. Oof. So they started in a 4-2-3-1. Dele Alli started. Oh, how about that? Let's see. Son came on at halftime. Hoberg came out at halftime. Harry Kane came on in the 60th minute. Lucas Moura came out. They made 4 subs at halftime. Lamela, Hoberg. I hope I'm saying that name right. Lucas Moura. I know he's a great player, but Højbjerg, and Son all came in at halftime. Then you had Harry Kane come on in the 60th minute, and they couldn't score. Eesh, that's not good. Dele Alli came off. Gareth Bale came off. Bergwijn, Vinicius, Lo Celso all came off. You still had Reguilon and Aurier playing at that fullback spot. So you still had some attacking players playing that fullback spot. So without watching the match, that makes me very nervous going into this weekend as a Spurs owner. But again, as a Spurs in FPL is something that's almost like you have to be so patient with, because there are going to be weeks where they just do not look good, and then there'll be like Son, game week 1 did not look good, and then the next game week he scores 4 goals. So it's a big patience game with Harry Kane and Son, but it's definitely worrying considering they got a good run of time against not the best team in the world. I'm not saying Brighton are the best team in the world either, but Brighton are sneakily good defensively. Where we at? Are you going to use your triple captain on double game week? Most likely. I want to see who's on good form at that time, because I know both United and City have a double game week. And let's say if KDB is on good form, I can't see myself not captaining him in a double game week. I think because they would play. Is it Burnley they would play? Or is it Villa? Anyway, I can't see myself not that's when I would like to use it, but again, I might just wait for my mini league playoffs and use it then. But I don't know. I'm also super nervous to do it. I'm almost too big of a chicken to actually pull the trigger on a triple captain until I absolutely have to. Like, at the end of last season, it was like, if I didn't use my triple captain now, I'll never be able to use it this season. So, and as I'm going right now, I've missed on my captaincy picks in 5 of my first 6 game weeks. So I'm not off to a good start with that. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely scared of triple captain at the moment. I'm keeping bench and triple. Yeah, when are you gonna use? I should ask that. Ask you, when are you gonna use your triple captain? How many chips do you have left, Alex? And I agree, that is Spurs losing 1-0 today is definitely worrying. And they didn't play well last week against Burnley. They got lucky to come away with. Son got lucky to come away with 11. Maybe not lucky, but I didn't think that they were going to come away with that win watching that match. Let's see. I'm keeping bench. Who has a testicle injury? Are you being for real? Does somebody really have one? Oh, I hope not. Is that real? Are you playing me? Oh, I'm just gonna let that one. I'm gonna let that one sit for the side and move on for a little bit until I get that things confirmed. Let's see. Rashford versus Bruno. Consider price difference, please. Yeah, if I still like Bruno more. I like Bruno more than I like Rashford. I think Bruno is just involved in everything they do. He's on penalties. He gets off a good amount of shots, a lot of attempted assists. Bruno, when United are playing poorly, Bruno can still come away with a goal and an assist. But at the moment, the way Rashford is looking, I would rather save 1.5 and bring in Rashford than have Bruno. I know that's a bit maverick, and I'm scared Rashford going back to the wing is going to look a little bit lost. But at the moment, I would probably say I'd rather go with Rashford than I would go for Bruno. And that's something I've been saying Bruno this whole time, but that's based off the fact that Rashford has scored in 3 of his last 4 games in all competitions. I think 4 in his last 5 if you count England matches, but yeah, that's what I would say. Where am I at? I'm a bit behind in it. Yeah, but I think that's what I would do. To save that 1.5, I would go with Rashford. It's a big differential. Again, 3 goals in his last 4 games. He's on fire. He can score against any team in the world. He's not scared to score against top clubs, and he's got Arsenal coming up. But that's my thought, and I hope. But I still like Bruno, though. I still like Bruno. But if you're forcing me to pick, not forcing me to pick, but doing my best to pick out at the moment, I would say Rashford. And I hope that doesn't come around and bite me. Let's see. Oh, camera! Alex, you in the mini league? Yeah, if anyone wants to join my mini league, there's a mini league code in the description of this video. You can join. You're more than welcome to join. I don't know if there's a. Oh, camera's low on battery. I'll have to end this one soon. I don't know if there's a prize. I kind of want to get a prize for someone who scores like the most every game week. Or not every game week, but every month. I don't know. I still don't know what to do. I'm shouting you guys out in my team selection videos. But I would like to have some sort of prize for like the top scorers. You know what I mean? Anyway, the code in the description below for the mini league. Adams could be a big differential player this week. I like Shea Adams a lot. Shea Adams is a good. I don't like Shea Adams a lot. Let me rephrase that. At that price, I think Shea Adams is a really good pick. He's really high in expected goal involvement. He's playing Aston Villa this week. I had to double check to make sure. He's playing Aston Villa. He has Danny Ings. Danny Ings is getting a lot more assists this season than he did last season, a lot like Harry Kane kind of does. And so, the problem with Shea Adams for me is his finishing. That's my biggest problem. He gets in great positions this whole season. He just hasn't been able to have his finishing boots on. If he can start finishing at a good rate, he's going to be a great pick. But as of right now, it's just hard for me to really grab onto him, knowing that he just has a finishing problem. And one of his goals came off of a errant pass by a Chelsea defender. I can't remember who it was, and then a Kepa just Kepa being Kepa. Let's see. Just join. Yeah, welcome to the mini league, Alex. Let's see. Bit back and forth between those guys. Right now, I don't think it'll update me until after the weekend. You're on 349 points in all chips apart from wild. Whoa! You have all chips still to go in at 349 points. Alex is in fuego right now. Great start to the season. I'm super jealous. I don't even know how many points I've scored so far. I don't even want to look because it's really, really bad. Let's see. James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez? I hope not. LLJR, man. Ladies love James Rodriguez. Let's see. Probably double game week. Probably too scared otherwise. I'm with you. I know it's... I'm just so scared to pull that triple captainship. The adrenaline rush I had last season was so high for me when I played it, and then Mo Salah came away with nothing. And I think next week was the week I intend. Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard for me to captain someone knowing that there's double game weeks, and if KDB's on fire, if Sterling's on fire, and they have two very good run of fixtures in the same game week, how could I not play my triple captain card there? That's just me. I'm too scared to play it. I'm just too big of a chicken. Ultra Lord is not afraid of chickens, but Sean the Don is. Shout out Jimmy Neutron for anyone who remember that movie. We'll play a diamond with Rashford and Greenwood up top since Martial's still suspended. Still, man. Okay, so since Martial is suspended, going back to the Rashford pick, I'm picking Rashford over that. I don't think Cavani starts yet. Rashford up top playing in that diamond with Bruno behind him with Pogba, potentially Van de Beek. I know Telles is out, so it's going to be Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka on the wings. But I think Rashford playing in that diamond is going to be a great shout. Great shout. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at Bruno, but way too many midfielders I want. It's hard to narrow it down. It's true. There's so many good midfielders out there. There's so many good strikers out there. And a lot of them are very, very good price. You know what I mean? Like Grealish is 7, Zaha 7, Bamford less than 6, Antonio 6.3, James Rodriguez, Pulisic, Ziyech, Kai Havertz I think is a good shout. Son is not premium price. DCL, Danny Ings, Jimenez, all less than 10 million. And so it's just hard for me to put 10.5 on Bruno with all those good players. Then you got Rashford at 9.5 or 9, whatever it was. But I'm going to wrap this up here pretty soon. My camera is ending pretty soon. So any last questions, get them out. And also thank you everyone for joining the stream. But I still got a little bit of time. But I will be wrapping the stream up pretty soon. Thank you everyone for all that you've shown up, all the activity you've had. I love these streams. And I will be live streaming again on Sunday after the last match, most likely. Let's see. Remember me? You said I still have Son, Kane, and Ryan. Abrar. Yeah, what's up, Abrar? A long time. Maybe not a long time, but... days feel like weeks feel like days in quarantine or during COVID. Let's see. You said I still have Son, Kane, Mopé, and Ryan, so I still look good. You didn't really finish. Yeah, I should have gone back to your... Let me go back to your comment. Even the stream feels like a long time, but it feels short. What was your last comment? How long ago was it? Did I not finish it? Oh, bro, when was the last time you commented? I'm going back through the comments to make sure I find yours. I apologize if I didn't finish. Oh, I feel bad. I hate not answering people's comments. I try to give my best that I can do. I'm looking for it. When was your last comment? Ah, man, I feel bad. Let's see. I'm going through the comments I don't see here. Can you put your squad down again and I'll go through it one more time? Yeah, can you put your squad down? I'll go through it again real quick. Where are you at? I like Son a lot. I like Harry Kane a lot. Matt Ryan's hard for me to pick. If you're on a wild card, I'd probably say it'd be better to go Martinez, even Mendy for Chelsea, or but because Matt Ryan's just not really saving as many opportunities as I would like him to. Brighton's defense still looks decently good. Let me see. Let's see. Bit of a mixed match here with it. Yeah, last stream. That's right. I do remember it from last stream. I apologize for not finishing last stream. I think I screenshotted it though, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I still like Mopé for me is a tough one right now. Going to thanks for dropping by. See you on Sunday. Thank you so much for dropping by, Shreyas. Appreciate it. To your squad, Mopé for me. Mopé and Ryan, the Brighton assets are really they're so hit and miss. Mopé can have a week where he scores a penalty or gets a goal. He gets 6 shots on goal, and it's like, man, I think Mopé is good for the future. And then there's a week like last week where he only had one shot against a West Brom squad that I thought for sure he would get a return on. I mean, you can switch down to Bamford, obviously, who's doing really well right now. Shea Adams, Antonio, if he's healthy. But yeah, right now, just looking at that, Mopay and Ryan, I don't know. How many transfers do you have? Let's see, Alex, yeah, let me know what the rest of your squad looks like, Abrar. I would like to see it. Let's see. I done Mane last season, you triple captain. You were one of the triple captain Mane double game weeks. The worst part about that was the fact that he get subbed off in like the 20th minute. It was before 60 minutes, so he only came away with 1 point. So you came away with 3 points off a triple captain. That's almost that. I mean, other than someone getting a red card, that's worst case scenario. I mean, going into that match, you're probably thinking if he plays 2 games, you're guaranteed at least 4 points. So you'd have at least 12 points from a triple captainship, at least. And he came away with 1. So you had, oh man. I felt so bad for so many people who used it at that moment. And the worst thing about it too was Salah. I think Salah scored like 20-something points in that double game week combined. And so if you were to triple captain Salah, I don't want to rub it in or anything, but if you were to triple captain Salah instead of triple captaining Mane, that would have been like a 57-point swing on your season. I can't tell you how many Coronas I would have been drinking and how much ice cream I would have had if I had a triple captain Mane for 1 point. I would have been, this is my last resort. Yeah, I would have been bad. Yeah, Brian, I want to see what you. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Andrea says, should I do Trent to Chilwell and Hamas to Son? How urgent do you think this move is? I don't think it's very urgent. I still think the tough thing with Son is he only has 2 good game weeks fixtures left. So if you're a fan of not having someone in a good fixture, I think his time is running up as far as that goes. But of course, he can hold it up against anybody, it seems, right now. He's on fire, so I wouldn't bet against him. I like Chilwell a lot this week. If Hamas doesn't play, I like Son a lot. So I like that move on paper. I think it looks really good. I don't know if it's urgent because I still think Trent and Hamas. Trent's looking shaky, but he had a good mid-game week in the Champions League this week. But without Van Dijk, obviously it hurts, and his form hasn't been great to start the season. If Hamas is hurt, then I think that move is just. I don't know if that move would be easy, but it would be a move that, looking at it on paper, I think it's a really good move. Would it be for a -4? You have 2 free transfers. That's also another pick. My camera went out. Let's see if it's done. Oh, I still got some time left on the camera. All right, let's wrap this up here pretty soon. You excluded Trent and added Chilwell and excluded Rodriguez and added Rashford. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that was just talked about in the one right before, right? Except for Rashford instead of Son. I'm a big fan. I think Chilwell is in for a big season this year. He's still developing as a player, and on that Chelsea side, who really likes to get forward, I think he's in a mood for a lot of attacking spots. His heat map looks really good if you want to see his heat map, but again, Chilwell I think looks great, man. Let's see. Yeah, the devastation is. I'd be absolutely gutted if I triple captain Mane. That is so. It's a good story. I mean, for the rest of your life, you'll be able to say what's one of your favorite FPL or one of your most dreaded FPL moments. You'll be able to say the triple captain Mane, and everyone instantly will just. That's just rough, man. Hopefully, it goes better this year when you use the triple captainship. Let's see. Rashford, Bamford, Ayling for Hamas and Trent. That looks like that would be a -4. Are you getting Hamas and Trent out and bringing in those guys? I'm sorry, I'm just a bit. Yeah, let me know. I like Rashford moving forward. I think he's in a good spot right now. I think he's on good form. Bamford. Part of me says he's not that great of a finisher, so it's going to be worrying. And he has a tough run of fixtures, but he's getting a ton of shots off on target. He's getting great, like 5th best expected goal involvement per 90. His underlining stats look great. Leeds get a ton of shots off in the box. It looks like they can do it against anybody. So, and again, at less than $6 million, I don't know if there's a better striker, period. He has one less point than Salah at the moment. But yeah, Rashford I like, Bamford I like. But again, I still like James Rodriguez a lot for these next 4 or 5 matches. And getting rid of Trent is so hard, but once you do it, you almost feel like when I got rid of Trent, it hurt for me to put in Robertson, but doing it was like, oh, like a breath of fresh air. Like, yeah. It's so hard for me to say get rid of Trent, though, because any given week he can score 20 points. But it's just hard to keep him at 7.5 for that price range. If you were to drop him to Chilwell and upgrade Grealish to Son, I'd probably say that Chilwell and Son could outperform Trent and Grealish most game weeks. So even with a good game week, I prefer my transfers: Robbo to Chilwell and Mopé to Bamford. I like that, and you frees up some money moving forward, so you can get Sterling and Bruno. I like that a lot. I think again, I'm still a fan of Robertson, but his schedule does get hard, and without Van Dijk, it does hurt. He's definitely on my chopping block next game week. I'm thinking about getting rid of him and bringing in Pulisic or like Rashford or something, or even Bruno Fernandes. So I like that. Mopé to Bamford, I think that's a good pick. I mean, Bamford looks better than Mopé does. Your squad for this week: Ryan again. It's a bit tricky for me with Matty Ryan, especially against Tottenham. But Brian don't give up that many shots on target, but they're giving up a lot of goals. So I still think I still think there's good opportunity for Matt Ryan in the future. Let's see. Chilwell I like a lot, obviously. Seiss. I still think Seiss is the man moving forward, but we just don't know at the moment. It could easily be Kilman. It could be Seiss. That's something to keep an eye on. Ayling. I like Ayling. I like Ayling as a player, for sure. It's still at 4.5. James, Grealish, Salah. I like those 3. Vice Captain Son. Oh, no, Vice Captain Mo Salah. Son, captaining Harry Kane, and Bamford. I think that's a strong squad. I just think the only thing to watch out for would be, is Seiss going to keep his role as a starting left center back? It seems that that's probably the case, but I don't know. No one really knows at this moment. I would keep an eye out for that. That'd be my biggest word of advice. You still, how much money you have left in the bank? I think it's good. Last season was my first season. I missed first. Hey, welcome. Yeah, same. We're both sophomores, isn't it? Last season was my first season. I missed first 3 game weeks. Didn't really know anything, but went from about 6 mil to 1.6 or something. So I feel a lot better. That's huge. I mean, I think getting to 1.6 million after missing 3 game weeks, and I think the first 3 game weeks were very high scoring matches, and so that's about 150-ish points that you missed on average. So at least 150 points. So getting 1.6 mil is quite impressive, knowing that you started 3 weeks in. That's awesome. Yeah. What's a good rank would you say at the end of the season? For me, last season I ended about right at 300K. So anything less than that, I feel like I would be a bit disappointed. But I'm starting off so bad. My ranking is like around 4-ish mil right now, so I'm having a horrible start to the season. But I still think there's a lot of time left. I hit a couple good captaincy picks. I get a couple of good differentials going, and I'm right back in the swing of things. But I would like to beat my rank from last year. I would just like to get better. I would like to get into like the 200K. Obviously 10K I feel like is too far out of the question. But anything more than 200K I think would be positive for me. But but week by week is going to have to be my struggle, and right now I'm just hoping I can have a good score this week and see a good green arrow. And somehow Amazon managed to beat their quarterly expectations by 67%. Incredible. They're, jeez. Anyway, bit of stock news. Bruno or Rashford? For right now, I think Rashford's probably the call right now, but long term, Bruno's probably the better one. If you can afford that 1.5, Bruno's better for the long term. But Rashford's really hot right now. It looks like he's going to be playing striker position this week. I personally would probably say I would go Rashford, but again, Bruno's going to be involved in almost everything United do. And they have a good run of fixtures come game week 9. So if you can afford it, if you're willing to drop one of your premiums down and bring in Bruno, that'd be the case. But if bringing in, like, if you have Rashford and it saves you enough mil to really keep Son or I don't know, keep Harry Kane, something like that, keep Salah, then Rashford would be the way. But I still think, I know it's kind of a lame answer, but Bruno for the long term, and Rashford for next few game weeks, or even for the future. I really like him. Should I play Ayling or Kyle Walker-Peters this week? Walker-Peters plays against Villa, and Ayling plays against Leicester. That's tough, man. I'd probably go with Kyle Walker-Peters, personally. Yeah, I'd probably go Kyle Walker-Peters, but I think that's going to be a coin flip. I don't know if there's a right or wrong in that scenario. I think they both have the capability. That's tough. I'd probably say KWP. Walker-Peters is a good opportunity for him. Get a clean sheet. Maybe attacking return. Yeah, I think the odds point to Walker-Peters, but either way, I think it's going to be a good. It's a tough decision. I think they're both good options. First season, you started game week 3. Welcome, Kobe. You put yourself in quite the hole to start off, but I mean, first season. Hey, my first season was last year, and welcome to the beauty and the beauty of FPL. My favorite fantasy game I've ever played in my life, and I played a lot of different fantasy sports. Yeah, one good week can really jump ranks. That's why I'm tempted to go with a differential captain like Chilwell and just go crazy with it. Not really, but yeah, if my guys have a good week this week, and I hope they do, I can see myself really jump up the rankings. I'm hoping so, at least. Let's see. Yeah, first season is a fun season. There's still a lot of figuring out that you have to do, a lot of learning curves to be made. But a lot of figuring out, because I'm on my sophomore season. I'm still a lot of things I'm still trying to figure out, like what stats to look at. Because eyeball test is one thing, obviously, that you're gonna have to look at differently. But what stats to look at? Fixtures, are fixtures good? Are form good? Is -4 is good thing, bad thing? How much Rihanna should I listen to before making a transfer? There's a lot of options to make. You know what I mean? I got Kai Havertz. What do you think? Last couple questions and I'll wrap up. I gotta go to work. At this, I got to go to work here in the next couple minutes. You got Havertz. What do you think? I think Havertz is a good shout. I don't know if he's at that range. I'd probably let me go to his underlying stats real quick, because for a while I was saying that Havertz was probably going to be more of like a creator than he is an assister, but he's as far as the eyeball test, I think he looks really good now that he's in his natural position. He's at the center attacking mid. He has really good players around him. The camera went out. Let's see if it's battery or if it's time. We still got a little bit longer in the camera. He's getting off. He's not getting that many shots off per game, Kai Havertz. Attempted assists don't necessarily look that good. So as far as these just two basic stats, it doesn't look the best for Kai Havertz. But eyeball test, I think he looks really good. He gets into some good positions. He's able to create a good amount for Chelsea. Alex is a big Chelsea fan, so you could really ask him. He'd probably give you more advice on Havertz than I can. But for me, as a non-Chelsea supporter, not saying I'm against Chelsea, but I think he looks good. I think Havertz looks good. But at that price, I think there's still better options like James Rodriguez, Zaha. You can go Grealish and save some money. Even Ross Barkley. But as far as just, I'm just a fan of Havertz. A lot of people said that he was going to play a lot like Ozil did when he was with Real Madrid. Obviously, that's really early to say because Ozil was phenomenal with Real Madrid. But I think he just looked really good. Really good. Ever since he came, like as a right winger, he did not look good. That's not his position. As a cam, he looks really good. And I think his ownership is still probably pretty low. He's getting in his good positions. He scored. He gets assists. I like Kai Havertz. I think it's a good Maverick pick, and with a lot of talent around him, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a good amount of assists, decent amount of assists. But I'm still not entirely sure FPL sense if I would go with Havertz, or if I would go with like Ziyech, or spend a tiny bit more money and go Pulisic, because I would go Pulisic. Let's see. Yeah, history helps a lot. Experience helps a lot, man. See, yeah. experience in FPL helps so much. I know it's obviously lame. It helps with everything you do, but there's a bit of beginner's luck where you like get lucky with a couple players, and you're like, man, I got this thing down, and then you figure out, yeah, that's me. That was me last season. Let's see. My first game week, I did 10 transfers and activated my bench. Whoa. 10 transfers and activated your bench boost on your first week? Kobe coming out firing, man. Kobe coming out firing to start the season. Jeez. Dang. I like to hold my bench boost till I get more team value and I have better players on my bench. Last year I had an incredible bench. I had Eric Peters, who he scored a goal in that match or got an assist. He came away with like 12 points off my bench. So I had a good bench last season. Good bench boost. Yeah, Wilbur says Havertz has been great. I agree. Havertz has been a really good player for Chelsea. I just don't know if it's going to be an FPL or if he's going to be an FPL player or a great Chelsea player, if that makes sense. Sidat says defense, Dallas, Castagne, Chilwell, Seiss, Mitchell. I like mid. So as far as your defense goes, Dallas is a good pick. Leeds are looking good. Castagne looks like he's hurt. Someone mentioned that earlier. It's been mentioned a couple times. It seems that he is hurt and won't be back for a few game weeks. So Castagne might be somebody that you move on from. Seiss is somebody you keep an eye out on because he might. I mean, that whole Kilman thing, you don't know exactly. But Castagne is a worry so far, just reading your defense. Mid, Son, Rashford, Salah, Grealish, Basuma. I like that. Forward, Kane, DCL, Bamford. Formation. Come on, let's get in formation. Second time I've quoted Beyonce tonight. Formation, I would go Chilwell, Seiss, Dallas, maybe Mitchell. Go back and forth between those two for my three-man back line because Castagne is hurt. And then I would go Son, Rashford, Salah, Grealish. I'd go 3-4-3. I'd go 3-4-3 if I were you. Start Son, Rashford, Salah, Grealish. Defense, I would start Chilwell, Dallas, and Seiss. Let's see. Where am I at? Cheers, bro. Hope you have a great game week too, Matthew. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see if you come by Sunday, I hope to see you have a big green arrow this week. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for chatting here too. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, he looks great. He looks good for. Man, my eyes really be bugging right now. Alex says, yeah, Havertz looks good. Looks a bit frail. My only worry, once he gets going, he should do well. I think so too. I think once he gets going, once this Chelsea attack starts going, people are going to double up on him. They're probably going to score a lot of goals this season, and they're all pretty cheap other than Werner. Even Werner's only like 9.3 now, so he's a little cheaper than the premiums for the most part. But I like this Chelsea unit. They look like they're going to be good for a long time too. All right, last couple of questions, and I'll call it a wrap. Crunchwrap Supreme. Man, I'm hungry. That Curry's screaming my name. Zaha is like a player. He wants you to have him, then he dumps you with percent. Yeah, Zaha is one of those guys. He's gonna have 3 weeks in a row where he just blanks, 3 or 4 game weeks in a row, and he's sitting there with like, 2 pointers week in and week out, and then he'll go ahead and drop a 13 points for you. He's just Zaha's from the FPL sense, it could be a bit frustrating to own Zaha. Let's see. Alex, once the Chelsea team gets going, it should be a lot of goals and assists. I agree, man. That's why I got in Chilwell as early as possible. I think I'm trying to bring in Pulisic for the future. I think Pulisic is going to really have a good season. I'm just so excited with this Chelsea young squad. Again, if you have Conte being a pivot behind him, that's going to create a lot of opportunities for them to break, so their defense will be solid. Then you have Chilwell on one side, Azpilicueta or Reece James on the other. So good attacking fullbacks. Then you got Pulisic, Havertz, Ziyech. You have Werner up top. Havertz. I don't know if I mentioned Havertz. You have all those guys sitting up high. That looks incredible. I'm a big fan of what Chelsea can do in the future. It's just when they get going, get on them because they're going to score a lot. Last season they had like the 3rd most goals in the Prem, and they have a lot more talent this year than they did last year. It's just it takes time for these young players to gel into a new league, a new system, new players around them. So, yeah. I think that'll wrap it up. I think that's gonna wrap it up for my stream. I gotta head here to work pretty much. Is that 10 hits for Kobe? Yeah, 10 hits. 10 hits. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, thanks everyone for showing up. Thanks everyone for being so active in this chat. I will be live streaming again on Sunday after the last match, most likely. Again, thanks for everyone for showing up. I feel like I was supposed to mention something else. Take some time out of your day to make someone smile, make someone laugh. Life can be a bit tough right now. There's a lot of things going on in the world. Make someone laugh. It's my challenge to you. But yeah, thanks for everyone for showing up. Y'all have been great. And I feel like I was supposed to mention something at the end of this outro. I was going to mention it. I should have written it down. But anyway, thanks for everyone showing up. You're all awesome. Keep up the... I shouldn't go here yet. Keep up the great work as far as FPL goes. I'll see you guys on Sunday. And hopefully everyone here has a great big green arrow waiting for us. And as always, Don out. Don't listen to Rihanna and transfer.